Hello, everybody. Daryl, shoot arrows, idiot. Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. Hello, Alpha Wolf. Nice to see you. Mr. M. Booger, let's go. What are the 2 tasks completable today? There are currently 99 ranged and the Heron brackets, maybe. We had a little bit of an issue with the name of the stream because I tried to use some characters that weren't allowed. So instead of going, you can't use those, what do you want to change the characters to? It just went, screw it, we're just going to use a random title and a random description from like over a year ago. So if you're on YouTube right now, and the title of the stream is currently something like Supreme Live Stream 2 Tasks, something or other. If you refresh the stream, it will change to the actual title of this stream with the description that doesn't say 79 Magic Flint Tangle and Beaver, because we did that a long time ago. Everyone on Twitch, though, apparently it lets you do the love heart, so it doesn't matter. But hello, anyway. Hello, Wait. Nice to see you. Hello, Chaos. Life is okay. I'm getting through. How is life for you? Blood Eagle, hello. Your last video popped up on my suggested videos. Now I'm subscribed and waiting for the next. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you didn't get too angry about the cliffhanger ending, because a lot of people did. And I was quite sad that people didn't like it, because I always love a good cliffhanger personally. But I won't be doing it again. I've taken notes. I've understood the frustration. So I'm glad you enjoyed anyway. The next one should hopefully be out in early January, all being well. Hey, Chrissy, hello. Yeah, it says grab a hot drink. Might just do that. Perfect. That is the correct stream title now. It is grab yourself a drink, put the fire on, come chill. Chaos! 5 months, thank you so much. Nice to see you again.
Just subscribed for 5 months. Life's good now that I'm resub.
Perfect. I'm glad you're back to relative normality. What, people mad? Yeah, I mean, there's always people that are upset about something generally on videos, but there was quite a lot more people this time that were upset. So I've got to take it on board. It did kind of upset me that people didn't like it, because I really like cliffhangers personally. I think they're a brilliant way to like get you excited for the next one. And every cliffhanger I've ever watched, I've always been like, I can't wait for the next episode. That's so good. So I was like, I'm going to try it, because if I like it, maybe other people will like it. So I did, and then no, not many people liked it. So we'll be re-evaluating. Probably won't do that again. Hello, Harry. Nice to see you. Hello, John. Nice to see you. Feels like it's been ages since I've seen you in here, John. You were probably here last time, but I'm surprised. I feel like I've seen loads of Chuckman cliffhangers and it never goes down well. But there will always be something to complain about. It's fine. It's fine. People are entitled to their opinions and views on the things that they consume. So I've taken it on board. Absolutely loving the series so far. Some of the best Chuckman content on YouTube. Thank you so much, Zena. It's very kind of you. I'm glad you're enjoying. Depends where you're up to. You may have quite a bit left to consume. And you might have enough to consume between now and early January, depending on how often you like to watch your YouTube videos. Hello, Zulo Pat. Nice to see you. We're here to give you a heron. Thank you so much. That would be very kind. It's not like that can't watch other videos and show the role. The video wasn't about it. My kind of point of view on it is that people that liked the idea of the cliffhanger and they didn't want to know what happened next until they saw the next video, those people might have enjoyed it. And the people that didn't like the fact that it was a cliffhanger could quite easily just go onto my YouTube or my Twitch, look at a past VOD or look at my chunk map and just see where I went. And then it wouldn't have mattered to them anyway, because they would have gone, oh, a cliffhanger, I'll just go find out what actually happened, and that will satiate me to the next one. But yeah, people didn't take it that way, and there were quite a few kind of nasty comments that were being made. So you live and you learn. I thought it'd be good. It wasn't. So you learn from your mistakes. That's all you can do. People's dopamine receptors are broken, so I guess if you don't necessarily give it, they become mad. Personally, cliffhangers make me more excited for the next one. Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel generally. Is cliffhangers make me excited for the next installment, and then the kind of wait between. As long as the wait's not massive, you know, if it's like 6 months between, then that's a bit annoying. But it's only going to be a month. That's all it's going to be. So if it's like a couple of weeks to a month, I'm like, I get more and more excited as time goes on, because I'm like, there's going to be another episode. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Its presence will be generated in 2 hours, 17 minutes, 8 seconds. Right, so 2 hours, 17 minutes and 8 seconds. That is at a 16 plus 7. Why am I struggling with that? 23. So 9:23 my time is the time. I'll keep that in mind. Already caught up, sadly. That's all right, Xena. Don't worry. You won't have to wait too long. I think everyone's going to be kind of busy over the holiday period, so they'll have enough stuff to do. So by the time you're back after the busy break, hopefully there will be only a week or so before the next installment of Seer Supreme. Hello, Vacant. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's been a while. I've got to jump on my midlife crisis by starting guitar lessons. Very nice. So my Thursday nights are booked up now. Tuesdays, I have no idea. That is fine. Are you enjoying the guitar lessons? I tried to take up guitar once as well during an early midlife crisis, and it didn't last very long. I swapped to something else, but if I didn't give it a go, I wouldn't have been happy with myself. So I'm glad I tried. Can't make everyone happy, just got to compare the like to dislike ratio. Hey, Runa! 13 months, bloody hell.
Unar Sharp just subscribed for 13 months. Mass murder is fun.
I do not condone mass murder. I can tell you right now, Daryl, about the like to dislike ratio, because it does tell me. Oh yeah, it's not great. Generally my videos are up at like 98 to 100% likes versus dislikes generally, which I was always quite proud of. That, you know, there's always going to be somebody that hits the dislike button anyway, but the kind of 98 to 99%, I'm happy with that. That's great. That makes me happy. I'm like, people are enjoying it. I'm not causing too much grief. Why have I still got this in my invent? So I'm quite happy with that. This latest one has got 94.9%. So I don't know. I think I've got a good chunk of people there that weren't happy. But it's fine. It's fine. Like I said, you live and you learn, and that's all you can really do. I think you should just keep doing the cliffhangers as a social experiment to see if people get conditioned to stop complaining. I don't think they will, unfortunately. And I don't really want to tank the whole series just by annoying a kind of chunk of people. I'll just take it on board. To be fair, I've made, 22 episodes of Seer Supreme now, and only one of them's had a cliffhanger, so hopefully people forgive me when the next one doesn't. It's the 11 years chunk. We are in the 11 years chunk. That is where we are currently sat. Yeah, so the next video, just I won't spoil too much, but in the next video there will be an explanation of what the 11-year chunk actually means fully and what the plan is for tackling the 11-year chunk. Because 11 years is on rate. So it could be in the next 20 minutes. It could be in the next 33 years if I go as dry for the heron as I did for the beaver. So scary stuff. But yeah, the first kind of 5 to 10 minutes of the video when we going over some bits and exploring the chunk that we rolled and talking about what the plan is and where we see things going. I mean, people that are here fairly often will understand what we're doing and why we're doing it and the reasons and my thoughts and all that kind of stuff. So I won't go over it too much if people aren't interested to rehash it all. Is the next video in 2036? It's not. It will not be 2036. It will be 2026, but it will be January 2026. Your last video was great. Don't know why people wouldn't like it. Well, there's always people that are not going to like what you do. It's just a given, and it's the internet, so it's even more kind of, what's the right word to use? It's even more focused on the internet. Because if people don't like the stuff you do in real life, generally a lot of people won't tell you about it. So you don't really get to understand fully the extent of what you've done and why it's upset people. But on the internet, everyone will tell you instantly. It's not like you have to wait a week. People will literally watch the video and then instantly message and just be like, rubbish. So I think it comes with the territory, I think. I'm happy with you just using the bait you get from 99 range and go from there. That is probably the plan. I'm just hoping I get spooned. I mean, depending on, we've been doing quite a bit of the ranged. Oh, Jesse, thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel on YouTube. For some reason, it cuts off all of the stuff on YouTube, so I don't get to see it. But thank you for joining the Soothsayer tier. Thank you so much. I appreciate that greatly. What was I saying? I forgot. Yeah, depending on when we get towards the end of this grind, because I've been doing quite a lot of the archery competition at the Ranging Guild, just because I'm working a lot. The run up to Christmas is always hectic, like super hectic. So the run up to Christmas at the minute is I'm not getting much time to actively play RuneScape, so I'm essentially foot pedaling the archery competition in the Range Guild, which is getting me quite a lot more XP than killing men and women, which is great. But it means I'm not getting as much bait as I would like. But my kind of thoughts are, depending on when I get towards the end of this grind, like the 99 range grind, when I get towards the end of that, I'm going to have a think about, maybe when I get to like 97 ranged, I might just solely kill men and women until 99. Just to kind of squeeze as much life out of the chunk as I can. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Really got my fingers crossed for you to get spooned on this one. Thank you very much, Cena. We got spooned on Rocky. We went dry on Beaver, which means we've set a precedent. So I'm hoping that this one is back to spooned, but we'll see. Hello, Coast. Nice to see you. Hello, Lone Hydra. Also, a pleasure to see you. Is there any chance of pausing that grind until fishing shop or no more chunks until heron? Well, I've had to think about it, and obviously because of where I am currently... Oh, why is that turned off? There we go. If at the minute I am one chunk away from the fishing guild, which will be heron anyway, and I'm 1 or 2 chunks away from getting Catherby, which again is heron. And depending, like if I get this chunk here, well, if I get this one and then straight into that one, then that's heron up there, and they're better methods than what I'm doing now. So I've got quite a few options to hit heron pretty quickly after rolling, which I think if I do decide to kind of cop out on the heron grind after giving it a good old whack, there's a really good chance that I will instantly roll a chunk with heron anyway. And it'll be a more reasonable one than 11 years, which I'm hoping people will go, fair enough, you know. Although seeing the comments on my last video, maybe they won't. Oh no, the coast lag is back. Just arrived. Is heron mandatory for this chunk? Hello, Novan. Heron is not really. It depends. So if you spoke to someone like Buzz, he would also probably say absolutely not, because he did for Tangle anyway. But I want to at least give it a really, really good crack like he did with the Tangle, because obviously he got to 88 farming to get the Elite Falador diary ticked off, which was a hell of a long time. He got 120 more woodcutting XP from it, all that kind of stuff. So he did give it a fair old whack. So I am going to do the same. And I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed. But to be honest, once I explain fully what I would need to do to get the heron, I think there will be, a small amount of people that will go, look, you're a supreme, you've got to do it, blah, blah, blah. We're happy to wait 11 years. You'll get people like that, but I think the majority of people will be like, no, we want to see more videos. So please give it a good old shot, but do not spend 11 years trying to get heron. And I'll be like, fair enough. So I'm still playing with what is the cutoff. Like, is it 99 ranged is the cutoff? Is it a certain fishing level that's the cutoff? Because it could be like, I just have to get the fishing level to get into the fishing guild, for example, which is like 68 and I'm 54. So I think that's fair. Something like that. Man, I'm going to think about it. Yeah, heron's got to happen for the next chunk, at least with rules so far. Yeah, and I've made several rule changes in my time about what I do with pets. So we'll just see. Trying to upset as little people as possible, I guess, is the plan. How much bait do you have in the bank? At the minute, I think I've only got like 38, 40 because we've been using it every stream. So we've currently fished over 2,600 pike total. And the drop rate for heron from pike fishing spots is 308,000, I think. Yeah, I think that sounds about right. So we're quite a way off. Got to salute to the chief. If anyone could do it, it's this guy. He's going to get so many skilling pets before first boss pet unlocked. I can guarantee you I will absolutely have several skilling pets before we get to our first boss, because the closest one to us realistically is Dagonoth Kings. But I think I need some stuff to get there, which I won't have for a while. So you may actually find something like Giant Mole is technically closer, even though on the map it's further away. "11 years is too much. 10 years and 10 months are good." Gotcha, Camille. Gotcha. I will do 10 years and 10 months. 68 would take that long. How long? I don't think it would take overly long. Let's have a look. If I do my skill calculator for fishing to get to 68 off pike, that is 7,356 bait, which actually sounds like quite a lot of time, actually, thinking about it. But that could be a reasonable way to kind of do it, is just to say, look, we'll get to the fishing guild, so that we'll get to the level required for fishing guilds, so that when we actually get there, we can just go straight in, crack on with the heron. Is 99 fishing at all reasonable? Could do 88 fishing to match Buzz. Yeah, the problem is to get enough bait to, let's just say, let's do some quick maths. So let's say, where's my calculator gone? There it is. Let's say that if I needed 7,000 bait And let's just say, for argument's sake, it takes me 5 seconds to kill one man or woman. And that accounts for, you know, an average of sometimes I kill them in one shot, sometimes it takes a bit longer, I have to run to the bank, I have to pick up stuff off the floor, etc, etc. Let's just call it a flat 5 seconds. To get 7,000 bait, that is 35,000 drops from men and women to get it. No, that's not right. This is why I shouldn't do maths. This is why I just shouldn't do maths. So 7,000 bait, it's a 1 in 26 drop, so times by 26. So that's 182,000 kills to be on rate to get 7,000. So if you times that by 5, that's 910,000 seconds. So divide that by 60 is 15,166 minutes. And then you divide that by another 60. That's 252 hours of just killing men and women, being on rate for fishing bait to get 7,000 bait, which will get me to from 54 fishing, which I am now, to 68 fishing. So let's divide that by 8 hours a day. That's 31 days, like a solid 8-hour days killing men and women to get that. That sounds reasonable when you say 31 days, but when you say I've got to put in a solid 8 hours of just killing men and women for 31 days. That's a lot, because I won't do 8 hours of killing men and women because I work a full-time job. So who knows? We'll see. We'll see. What if I want a nice cold Dr. Pepper instead of a hot drink? Well, Adelphinus, you are more than welcome to have yourself a nice cold Dr. Pepper. What's the worst that could happen? So get that and be happy? Yeah, I reckon I could do something like that. I think that would work. I'm working on Heron on my Supreme right now, and I'm custom building a PvP world dart alt to splash on my chunker so I can 2-tick. I hate 2-ticking. I hate tick manipulation just in general. I've avoided it up to now, and I'm hoping I avoid it for a lot longer. 68 would be the equivalent of 88 for you, I feel like, in the circumstance. Yeah, I guess so, because... Yeah, I guess so. Is this the fishing bait grinding room? This is the fishing bait grinding room. You are in the right place. Are you going to collect enough fishing bait from men until 60 mil fishing XP? That would take me so long. Like so long. That's more than 11 years. Like way more than 11 years. I mean, how much is pike? You get 60 XP. So I don't know why I'm doing more maths, because this is going to be incorrect, but let's just go for it. So if I go 60 million XP, divide that by 60 is a million. So I'd have to get a million fish. Hey, Kiss the Kiss. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. So that's a million. I need to fish a million pike. So a million pike, so that's a million bait, so that's times by 26, so I'd have to kill 26 million men and women. Times that by 5 seconds, divide that by 120, 36,000 hours or something like that. And if I divide that by 8, that's 4,513 days. Can I put the AC on and grab a cold drink instead? You absolutely can. Yeah, 5,000 hours just to get to like 99 fishing is bonkers. I know I've just done a 5,000 hour grind, but at least that was just click on tree, do nothing. Now it's you know, shoot men and women clicking on every single one every time. Whoa. I don't have a hot drink and nothing's on fire, but I do have a pizza and some wine. Can I still come and chill? Of course you can. Oh, that does sound really good. Depends though. If you're drinking red wine, I'm totally in. If you're drinking white or rosé, I'm not a fan. Imagine having to use fishing bait to fish until herring and going equally dry as beaver. It would literally take like 33 years to get there. 3+ times dry all over again, and that's what we're looking to avoid. And we've got all of our bits crossed. All of our bits crossed. Cliffhangers kill all my excitement, to be honest. Yes, I am aware. I've had lots of comments. I've had lots of messages. I apologise. I will not be doing cliffhangers again. I really like cliffhangers. I thought other people would like cliffhangers, but apparently not. So I made a mistake. It made me sad that no one liked it, but there we are. That's where we are. Do you think you could bank 99 Herblore and get 99 per hour on the way? I know. And I genuinely, at the start of this grind, I was doing exactly that. I was picking up every herb. I was burying every bone. But my 5 second per kill average would have gone up to like 10 seconds per kill per average, on average, because I would have been picking up everything and, you know, burying all the bones and more trips to the bank, and it just made it unreasonable. It would have doubled 11 years to 22 years, and then if it went dry, it would have doubled it from 33 years to 66 years, and I'll be dead by then. So I don't think you all want to wait until I'm in my 90s to see the next episode of Seer Supreme. Or maybe you do. Mulled wine. I've not drank much mulled wine myself. Hey Ramen, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well, Ramen. It is red, perfect. Hopefully not 3 times dry on average bait. Yeah, I mean, we are basically every single stream, we are using all the bait I've collected in between those streams. So today we're only probably going to get through like 50 to 100 bait, but we'll just keep doing it every stream and just keep going and going and going. Because one day, if we're lucky, I will get it on stream and I will go absolutely bananas. Are you not allowing yourself to use shops? I don't have any shops in any of my chunks currently. Not any that sell fishing bait, or because I've got loads of feathers and I've got unlimited feathers because I've got chickens, but I don't have access to a fly fishing rod anywhere in my chunks, which is really frustrating. Because if I had a fly fishing rod as well, I would see that as more reasonable. Not fully reasonable, but more reasonable. Animal's going to hate me, then I only like white or rosé because, man, way too much red wines. I've had to work my thing. I particularly enjoy, I think it's called Trevento. It's the only red wine that I've ever drank where I can drink like a half a bottle or a whole bottle and not have a headache when I wake up in the morning. So I like Trevento personally. But I don't really drink anymore, so I might have one cider on a Friday maybe nowadays. Your bits are doing what now? They're all crossed. And not in a painful way. What's the fangers? What does that mean? You're going to have to explain that one to me. Cliffhangers are good, ignore the haters. Well, it's hard to ignore people when they message really nasty things on my YouTube videos. For what it's worth, I like the cliffhanger. Thank you very much, Nifty. That's very kind of you. Tribal Paw Studios, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Hope you're doing well. I like the cliffhanger because I knew what happened next from watching streams. That's fair. That is fair. I mean, the people that didn't like the cliffhangers could quite have easily just gone and looked at my map and just been like, oh, he got the Ranging Guild. I'm happy now, but I think a lot of them just didn't. Hello, do you know if Blue's chunk series from Tower of Life, if you do, opinions of the chunk blocking system he uses? I've not watched all of Blue's stuff. Blue has been in here quite a few times, and I've apologised to them every single time for not watching the series, but I have quite a big backlog of stuff that I'm trying to get through. I've only just caught up on Alien Food, so I will watch all of it, but you explain to me what the blocking system is as a kind of refresher if I have seen it. So do you have to train 99 range here? I train here, but I also could train over in the range guild. I assume you've been to the range guild, but if you haven't, there's a little ranging like competition here, like archery competition, and you shoot arrows at a target, and the closer you get to the center, the more XP you get, up to a maximum of 50 XP for a shot. Whereas here, I get 28 XP for a kill, because men and women only have 7 HP. So there's 24, and then there should be another 4 for 28. So it's a lot quicker at the archery thing. Hey, Zenith, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Hope you are doing well. So when I'm off stream and I'm busy with work or other stuff like editing, I will go over to the archery competition. I've got a foot pedal, and I'll just foot pedal the archery thing. And then when I'm more at Zenith, thank you for the prime. What a big entrance that was. Welcome.
Zenith 103 just subscribed with Prime.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, when I'm on stream or I'm wanting to be a bit more active, then I'll come to Men and Women, basically. Entered the stream to you announcing your death. Hello, missing pair. No, I'm not dead or dying. Well, I hope not. But some people want me to do a 66-year grind, which means I'll be in my 90s. Might get that consciousness upload technology someday, pop OSRS in there and we're good to go. That would be cool. That would mean I could do quite a few things at the same time. That sounded rude, but it didn't mean to be. Most dislike cliffhangers if I know the next video is ages away. The next video is 1 month away, hopefully. 1 month. Oi, mate, where Heron? Hello, Floki, nice to see you. Heron is about... and we're going to give a good go at finding it a bit later. Who message you nasty things, I'll fight them. You just have to scroll through the YouTube comments on the last video. There's a lot of people that were displeased. I normally watch on YouTube, but had my Prime sub laying around, so figured might as well. Pylons! Nice to see you, Pylons. I didn't recognise the name, since I'm pretty sure in YouTube it's different, right? Or is it? You can install Old School RuneScape on the nursing home computer. Yeah. Can I actually? Maybe that's what I'll do, is I'll save a chunk of money so that when if I get put in a care home, I'll get that pot of money out and I'll just be like, this is specifically for a gaming PC in my room. And I want you to go out and buy me it so that I can play RuneScape in the care home. Where Heron Point redeem when? Well, this is something that I have been thinking about. I should probably do a prediction when we actually do the fishing so that people can bet on it. And I have been thinking about potentially doing a, Heron guesses thing like we did for Beaver, which would be quite cool. But the problem is I'm not certain of where the end of this grind will be. Oh, we can go back to the bank now. So I don't want to say guess now and then it gets to like 99 range and I go, right, I'm not doing the Heron grind until we get a better method. And then the better method doesn't arrive for like, 10 chunks and I feel bad. But I guess I can store the guess until we start up again. But people might make decisions based on the activity I'm doing. So we have 50 bait at the minute. But this is what I'm talking about. Look, I've got 35,500 feathers. And if I had a fly fishing rod, that would be so good. But unfortunately, there just isn't one. Also, I thought it was pylons on YouTube. I believe limited number of block slots like Slayer, blocking for tasks. When they fill up, you have to unblock and must do the unblock task to block another one. And slots increase with number of chunks. Right, okay, so it's, yeah, like the Slayer system. Gotcha. That's interesting. That is interesting. If you haven't been here before in these streams, I am very... Oh, gourmet implant. Let's go get that. I'm very... Oh, no, we can't. Oh, we can? We can? Oh, chocolate cake. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, if you haven't been here before and you haven't heard me talk openly about one chunking, my point of view has always been and will always be your account, your rules. I don't care what things you implement on yourself. I don't mind if you say that I'm a supreme chunker but I don't do pets. I don't mind if you say I'm a vanilla chunker but I don't do anything. I don't know. I don't care if you say you're a semi-extreme. I don't care if you say that if you get a pet, you get to unlock 5 chunks straight away. You know, I don't care about any of your rules. It's your account. You do whatever makes you happy, because my big thing has always been, I want you to play RuneScape and I want you to play one chunking. So if to do that, you have to impose rules that you are comfortable with, I'm all for it. Do it all. I'm being a bit of a sociopath. Is it a psychopath? Whichever one. It's a psychopath. I'm being a psychopath and, you know, not really imposing any real rules on my account. But that's not to say that I won't impose rules. Belgarath, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Hope you're well. Said block 450 times. It's fine. You explained it incredibly clearly, so I understood exactly what blue is doing, which I still think is kind of cool. Imagine Jagex adds a pirate impling with a fly fishing rod on the drop table. See, that would be great. Like, that would be so good for right now, because I would be like, okay, I will do 35,000, you know, salmon or whatever, as well as all the, you know, as all the bait that we've collected and might collect up to 99 range. I'd be like, that's so good. That's really good for me, because I can actually say I've given this a proper good go, doing like 35k fish. But unfortunately, Jagex aren't going to do that, which is sad. Pet before 68 fishing, aka when you can get into the fishing guilds, so whatever experience before that. Well, yeah, you might make that kind of decision. You might say that, you know, I want to lowball it in the hopes that he gets it before the 68 fishing, and then he moves on. And some people might go, you know, I want to go high, because I'm going to assume that he's going to finish this chunk without getting herring and then get it later on in another chunk. And some people might go, he might stick it out, so I'm going to go like in the middle. And I don't really know the answer to, like the beaver, I basically said I'm going for it, so we're going to be here till it's done, so just give me your guesses. Didn't Blue mind game a similar system? Yeah, that's the one we're talking about. Yeah, the blue system. Masochist. Yeah, maybe that's what I should have said instead of psychopath. Masochist. That makes more sense. The tier list says otherwise. I know. I spoke to pretty much everybody on that list prior to making the list. There was a few names on there that I didn't approach. But it was all in good fun anyway. It was all in jest, because I like everybody's series. And the ones that I gave Shifty a D tier, which we both thought was funny. And I said some things about, you know, the way that he does his thing, but I like the shifty chunks thing. I like it as a concept. I thought it was great. And it was just a bit of ribbon for him because Shifty has been in this chat for quite a bit. So imagine advocating for playing a chunk account, disgusting, abhorrent behaviour. Skeldor. If anyone doesn't know who Skeldor is my favourite YouTuber. And he is quite out there with hating one chunks. But I don't care because I like his videos more than anyone else's videos. Hashtag subscribe to Skeldor. Excited for Beaver Wen to morph into Heron Wen. Well, it kind of slowly has in a way. More so here than outside of the streams. So, sometimes in the clan chat I'll get were Heron. And I guarantee if I get a fishing level that shows up in the clan, I'll get a lot of were Herons. But it hasn't kind of spread out into the outside world like the Were Beaver did. Because the Were Beaver stuff, I was getting friends coming to me and saying Were Beaver, who I didn't even know knew that I had a YouTube series. I'm alive, damn cough won't go away. I hope you're alright, Belgareth. Sometimes they just linger and it's really frustrating. Howdy, you also have chickens in your chunk, so you could go for the pet. Hello, turtle chunks. I do have chickens in my chunk, but I don't have a fly fishing rod, so I can't use any of the feathers that I receive. You end the prediction at 68 and redo the guesses when you get a finishing grind you can actually do. That's not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea at all, because then I could say when we get to 68, everyone gets a re-guess. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll think about it between now and Thursday, and then I'll put together a little spreadsheet and get things started, because I don't have the spreadsheet right now. At least the beaver could be brute force without any other hoops. Oh, yeah, exactly. That's why I went for the beaver, because it wouldn't have been an 11-year grind. Because we got to 2 years and I'd got to 60 mil. So it would have only been a maximum of like 4 to 5 years if I'd gone really, really, really unlucky. But that was a very easy click on tree and then do nothing, whereas this is quite click intensive. How many arrows do you have and how did you get so much? Well, I'm currently at 205 iron ones left. I got all of my arrows from maze randoms, and I think I started with like 20k iron arrows and like 5k bronze, couple of k steel. But what I've been doing since then, because I used them up pretty quickly, I've been buying them from the ranging guild. I've been buying bronze arrows in like 10,000 at a time, because I'm trying not to spend too much money on them, because I need that money to do the archery competition, because it costs 200 GP a time. But I do have a potential money-making method to get all my money back once we run out. But I don't have to think about that yet, because we've got like 1.3 mil left or something. And I started the chunk with just over 3 million. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to get to 1 million archery tickets, because I think that would be a cool thing to show in a video. Hello, Fletcher. Thank you so much for becoming a brand spanking new member of the YouTube channel in the Soothsayer tier. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Hey, Tombamano. I almost messed that up. Or is it Toomamano? Maybe it's Tomb. It's either Tom and your last name is Bamano, or it's Tomb and then a Mano is some sort of tomb somewhere. Thank you for the follow anyway. Welcome in. Oh, you were talking about the theoretical rod. Yeah, if I got the theoretical rod from a new impling, or if they chucked the fly fishing rod on any of the current impling drop tables, then absolutely, I'd have chickens, I'd have unlimited access to feathers, and I would probably go for herring in this chunk. But unfortunately, we don't have any of that, so we're not going to be able to do it. But depending on what happens, there'll be a few updates between now and when the video, or at least when the chunk's finished. So there's still a chance they might decide to put the fly fishing rod somewhere I can get it. Hello, Brasolis. Nice to see you. First one was right, like Tom. Perfect. Welcome in, Tom Bamano. Lovely to see you. We are going to do this for the next hour and 15 minutes. And then once it gets to 9 PM my time, we will go and try and get that heron. Because that would be super cool. Hello, Mick Taval. Nice to see you. Feels like it's been a while since you've been here as well. Hey Hannibal, I've been watching every video since the beginning and you're always so positive and it's just a very nice vibe. I really love what you've been doing and I'm happy to support you. Thank you so much, Aloe Fletcher. That is very kind of you. I think, actually, I recognise the name. I think you may have commented on a few of my videos over the last few years. I'm fairly rubbish with faces, but I'm kind of good with names. I recognise names. The way I view it is my Supreme will eventually get soft locked and I'll either roll the dice or retire it and start a new one. That's fair. That is fair. As long as you, carry on playing, that's all that really matters. We don't want people to, get burnt out and then quit. Surely you do not recognise my name. Daryl, I see your name everywhere. Literally everywhere. I go into any one chunk stream and you're in there. It's the kind of support that we all dream of, is someone like Daryl, who is literally everywhere. Same with a few names you might recognise. Diggy SP. Diggy Dog SP supports basically every one chunker in the business right now. If you get people that do the channel member thing at the end of their videos, Diggy Dog SP's name is in almost every single one of them. Diggy Dog SP is a local legend. I also play on like 4 accounts at a time, so I'm not super attached to the chunky yet, even though I've got 1k hours sunk in. Wow, 1k hours is not too shabby, to be honest with you. It doesn't sound a lot when you say 1,000, but it's a lot. Diggy Dog is the Atlas holding up the sky of chunking. Absolutely. Diggy Dog is everywhere. Just like Daryl. Daryl's the Diggy Dog of the kind of streaming world, because I see Daryl all over the place. Every single stream I go into, Daryl is there. And it's absolutely fantastic to see. We love a chunker with disposable income. Well, I think a lot of people go for the really low. Like for me, I think the Soothsayer tier on the YouTube memberships is like 99p, I think. Let me have a look before I lie to everybody. Memberships. All right, don't tell me. Can you just tell me, please? Yeah, 99p. So my Soothsayer tier is 99p because, a lot of people wanted a channel membership, but I didn't want to put channel memberships in there that were like pricey. I've got some pricey ones in there now. One of them's a joke, but there are some pricey ones in there now. But I got the 99p tier because I was like, there's going to be a lot of people out there that might want to support, but they don't want to give away too much money a month. So 99p is pretty reasonable. So I think a lot of people do similar stuff to that, and I think Diggy Dog essentially supports everybody in that tier. So actually overall, I think it might be quite reasonable a month. But either way, I think everyone is, if they're anything like me, super appreciative of not only Diggy Dog, but anybody. Shannon, hello. Play some Gieliguesser. We can play some Gieliguesser in a minute. I've been watching while driving home a few times. Saying hello wasn't possible. Good. Being responsible. I like it. We do not want people driving and texting. Last thing I want to hear is that somebody has tried to message in my chat and ended up having a crash of some sort because they've been driving. That would absolutely destroy me internally, so please don't do that. Okay, let's do some. Where are we? Let's do some Gieliguesser. So, for those of you who don't know what Gieliguesser is, this. Oh, hello. This is a game that was created by somebody. I can't remember their name now, but it was called OSRS Guesser, where you get shown a screenshot of somewhere on the old school RuneScape map, and you have to guess where on the map it is. And that game pretty quickly dried up. There wasn't any more screenshots added, and it was just the same screenshots over and over and over again. So our good friend and resident mod Smurf made us a new one called Gieliguesser, which does exactly the same thing. But for this one, people can submit their own screenshots to Gieliguesser, and you can play this at your leisure. At the minute, we're up to about 250 to 300 screenshots total in the game. So any more would, make it really easy to play and keep playing over and over again. So thank you to Smurf for putting this together for us. We've been playing this for a number of months now. And Smurf will update it every Tuesday and Thursday for my stream. But then any screenshots that you do send, he verifies them, make sure they're not stupid or lies. And then they get added into the rotation anyway. So if you click submit a location, you drag your screenshot into the top left, and then you click on the map where your screenshot is. Smurf will go check it, and that's it. It gets added into the game, and then you'll see your character on screen, and you'll get to see me fail to get where it is and get the chat to help me out. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a game. There's only 5 screenshots, so it doesn't take us too long. So number 1, where is that? I have never seen that sign before in my life, but that to me would suggest that we are by... Is that Edgeville? Are you kidding me? That would suggest to me that it's by water. Oh, is it just a wilderness thing? Oh, bloody wilderness things. So what, we're like here somewhere? Why did these bloody, what's the name? What are they called? These bloody wilderness signs, they throw me off so much. Like we had one recently that was a wilderness sign that had a volcano on it, and I was like, there isn't a volcano in the lower wilderness, so what the hell is it talking about? Bloody hell. So stupid. Edgeville Well, pretty good. Oh, and just for a few people, I've just seen a couple of messages there. This is a group thing. This is not just a me thing and you sit there and watch me try and get it. We're doing it as a collective. We're all of us together going to try and guess it. So don't worry about it. Anyway, what are we thinking? Are we thinking we're spot on there? I think you're all correct with that one. There's the well. There's the building. The sign's probably there on the corner. I know there's a big YouTube delay, which is why I don't get straight into it. I will give the YouTube chat time to catch up. Did you get Heron? I did not get Heron just yet. We are going to have another crack at it in just over an hour. But we're now just having a quick game of Gieliguesser. For Frodo, we could do this for Frodo. for Frodo. Spot on. Look at that. Look how close we got. Couldn't have been any closer. Well done. All right then. Number 2. I'm here. So that's screaming wilderness to me. I'll just not contribute so part as the collective. I'll never get one wrong for the team. It's all right because there's quite a lot of times that I overrule chat and then I'm wrong and I have to do some apologies. My last chunk was Edgeville and I wouldn't have known that. I now know it only because people knew it before I could even hazard a guess. West Wildy, bottom left, right near the ditch. Yeah, I'd probably say it's somewhere. We're somewhere over here. You can kind of see these bits here. So unless it's probably somewhere here, right? That's probably that one, maybe. It's quite weird that both of these are so close together. This is clearly Karatzi Jungle. Nice try, Spencer. Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably... let's have a look. It's in between these two bits here. You can't see him anyway. You can't see him anyway, so it doesn't matter. Somewhere there, maybe. I mean, we can have a look, just to check. Doesn't seem to be any bumps up there. Could be that, maybe, but probably not. Probably not. I think that's a solid guess. What's the equivalent of the Shire in old school? That is a good question. Probably Lumbridge, right? Farms, chill, people's happy place. Near the Fremenic Slayer cave. Oh, you mean here? I don't think the ground's quite right for there. I think it's there. I think we should send it. Oh yeah, Hesidius is not a bad shout. Hesidius is not a bad shout at all. I was thinking more from a vibes perspective. You know, a lot of people spawn there. It's nostalgic, blah, blah, blah. But Hesidius is a way better guess. All farmers. For Seers. For Frodo. Here we go for Frodo. Ooh, wow, that's really high up, actually. Did not expect that. Fair play. Fair play. Close, though. Close enough. Right, number 3. There is Shannon crawling into a hole. What it looks like. Is that a hole, or are you like... Are you cooking? Or is that smithing? Is that a furnace somewhere? That's an interesting one. Oh, just as a quick reminder for people. This is the new map. Smurf has spent a good load of time updating it to the new map. He's had to move all of the locations manually, which took him quite a long time. So we're forever grateful to Smurf. No one's done any sailing ones yet. Oh, one person did a sailing one. I've not done much sailing, so... But anyway. Mythskilled hole. I like a good hole. Unbelievable. This is a PG stream, Shannon. When in doubt, Gutenhoff. It could be sailing, but I doubt it. I think Shannon said last stream that there will be no sailing ones for a bit to let people explore the map a bit more. Agility course thing? Maybe. This is one of the charcoal burners in Hesidius. That's also not a bad shout. Let's start from... where was the first one? Mythskilled was the first one. Is it a hole? Is there a hole in... It kind of looks Mythgildy. I just straight up don't have members and don't care for sailing. Are you telling me that these screenshots aren't in members areas? Shannon. That's a hint. I think they're definitely calling to a hole, not smelting. Yeah, it looks whole. Hole stance. I don't know what to call crawling into a hole stance. I thought the statue has a hole in to go down. Middle of the guild. Middle of the guild. Oh, it does. Which side's the hole on? No, some screenshots are older than now. Gotcha. Gotcha. Nice save. North. We're thinking somewhere here. Ish. Holes are usually on the back. What am I have to time you out, Shannon? PG stream. East. Is it on the east? I don't know. I've been in the myth skill. This is where I got my beaver on the group Ironman at these magic trees. So I should really remember, because I used to spend a lot of time in here doing forestry as well. But I don't remember what side that is on. I mean, let's go for north. But east is not far away from it anyway, so we should be golden. It's a mythical hole. It's a very mythical hole. So mythical. It's been passed down from person to person. So I only knew about it right now. Should we do this one for the Shire? I don't think it's the Fossil Island shortcuts. Not if you're the ones I'm thinking about, because those ones are really big, like caves almost. Yeah, let's just go for it. Why not? For Frodo. Come on, let's just live a little. Live a little. Here we go. North side. Spot on. Look at that. We got it exactly on. That was absolutely perfect. We should have got 1001 points for that. For getting it so spot on. She got a bonus point for being super cool. Right, number 4 out of 5. Here we go. Oh, there is a bit of sailing going on. That is Temperos, is it not? Yeah, because you've got the little oven there. And then there's the chain thing, the thing. However, I know why this looks like Smurf here. I know why Smurf's done this, because there's 2 sides. So we're going to absolutely smash this, because I don't think you can get around to this side with the boat. So it's going to have to be this side, or here maybe. Yeah, I think we are here. And the boat that we can see is this boat here. And we are next to these rocks here. So does that mean we've got some camera trickery and we're there? I am absolutely gaming. We're going Sherlock Holmes on this shit. I'm hoping that we can locate it via the rocks, but sometimes the camera angle is really, really off for some reason. And it's like a perspective thing. Oh, I've run out of bloody ammo in my quiver. Bumpers on the far side of the dock. Yeah, it's here, look. Oh, I get what you mean. So it should be on this side, like this one is, but I think it's this one. Shoot arrows, idiot. Thank you. Wait, I will go and get some arrows out now. I do have... I'll use my steel ones, why not? I don't need them for anything else. South of the easternmost tree too. Oh yeah, I guess so. We could put it there maybe. I'm happy with that. Wait, it's a trick question because of the weird boat mechanics. Your actual character is 10,000 tiles off of the map. I don't think Smurf would have done that to us. Right, let's go for it. Why not? I think we're in the right place. For Frodo. Here we go. For Frodo! Oh, spot on. Look at that. So close. Well bloody done. Right, we've got one final screenshot. Right. Shannon has come back with magic trees. What are these trees look like Varlamore trees to me. Tal Teklan. That is somewhere where I would have thought. West of Kastori. Kastori. Where's Kastori? Oh, here. Oh, these are magic trees, but these are also magic trees. These aren't magic trees. They're not. They're not there either. There's 3 here. The northern patch. These 3. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, these 3 are better placed. Which direction are we looking though? How are you going to leave me hanging in your episode, then stream so I don't get left hanging? This is a roller coaster of emotions that I'm not ready for. Welcome back, King Christoph. You knew what I rolled anyway. You knew what to be prepared for. I think we're probably right here. It just depends what orientation we are in. Because we're either in between those two, or these two. What orientation? Pansexual. My orientation is generally eastwards. Is that right? Towards the sun? I'm like a sunflower. I'm not a sunflower at all. I am. I'm very happy in the dark. I'm more like a bat. You can see the corn in the background, so in between the north and southeast, I guess. Can you see the corn? Oh, they're sunflowers, aren't they? So, what, you reckon we are here then? Somewhere there? Pull the picture back up. It's quite a small picture, actually. Let me get my face on screen. Oh, wait a minute. I think this is right, because I think this here behind the tree, I think that's the farming patch. I think that's this that you can see. So I'm going to shunt this down a little bit further, like here maybe. Is everyone happy with that? Does that make complete and utter total sense? Yeah, I think that's good. I'm happy with that. Sounds Frodo to me. Absolutely. For the fellowship, here we go. This will get us hopefully 4,985 points out of 5,000 points. Boom! We absolutely Sherlock Holmes that. Absolutely smashed that out of the park. Well bloody done, everybody. That is 4,985. Smurf, is Smurf here? Smurf, are you here? Smurf, are you here? He's going to absolutely hate me for this, but I'm going to ask him the question anyway when he arrives. Make it harder. Well, technically, it's on you guys to make it harder. You're quite welcome to submit screenshots, and as long as they're not impossible, then by all means make it difficult. We like a good tricky one. One day we'll come out of this with like 200 points, and I'll be like, nice. Right. I'll ask Smurf when he surfaces. But that's it. Thank you so much for playing that. That was fun. That was enjoyable. Let me drop... Hold on. For those of you that wants to play, that is the link to the Gieliguesser website. There is a grab me a coffee, or give me a coffee, get me a coffee. There's a link on there that if you want to chuck a couple of quid, a couple of dollars, a couple of pesos, yen, Swiss francs, euros, I don't know, whatever currency you're in, if you want to chuck Smurf a couple of somethings for his time, that would be much appreciated. He spends a lot of time working on that with me and for me. Sorry, I just joined. What is the site called? Oh yeah, I just dropped it in the chat. Sorry, I haven't caught up with the chat yet. It's called Gieliguesser. What is the current grind? We've got 2 grinds going on at the minute. We've got 99 ranged for the ranging cape, because we unlocked the ranging guild. And we've got the heron, brackets maybe, because we unlocked a chunk that had a fishing rod in it. And we have access to bait from men and women. But it's an 11-year grind, so there's a good chance we may not be finishing it. Buy Smurf 1 million coffees, or I don't know, I never used coffee. Ko-fi beats to study and chunk to. Hey, lo-fi beats are good to use for almost anything, to be honest. Study to, chunk to, game to, sleep to. You know the grind is pog when it can vary anywhere between 1 and 50 years depending on how dry it goes. It's a very terrifying thing to think about, to be honest. And in 45 minutes we will go and use up all of our bait in the hopes of getting ourselves a tidy heron this stream. If you go dry enough, any RNG grind could be a 50-year grind. That is true, I guess, but what are the odds of going 11 years dry on, like, I don't know, a 1 in 1,000 item? That would have to be some serious shit luck. Oh, also, I didn't say hi to Mikaru. I saw you comment, Mikaru, and I think I responded, but I didn't say hello. You may have left by now because I was rude. Just remember, everyone, Mikaru released a new video very recently, and you should definitely go and watch it. It was an excellent video, as always. Actually finally doing some proper grinds. Mad respect. And there's a little feature from me in there as well, which is always nice. We usually assume dry is like 4x, 5x, possibility of going 7x dry, and some common item is just edgy. Yeah, it's rough, like really rough. Just saw Slayerscape's first episode. Opinions, any more wisdom on restricted accounts? Sage Hannibal. Personally, I find their approach really impressive. Yeah, I mean, I watched the first episode. I liked the concept. I liked the idea. I thought it was great that they'd actually kind of pulled together essentially a plugin or a way to play the game which is completely different to the way that everyone else has been playing the game. Like, because, you know, restricted accounts, there was a point in time where I was like, we're kind of doing everything that we can do. But obviously, I just get surprised every time because Slayerscape came out with a completely new way to play the game. Just like seeing Zazima for real. Not quite the same. Not quite the same. But yeah, I think I said this a bit earlier, but I'm so happy for people to play this game in any way they want to, if it keeps them playing the game, because I think this game's great. I think it's one of the best games ever made, and I'm really happy to see people play it, and I'm really upset when I see people burn out and quit. So, you know, if there's a way to play the game in a different way that keeps you entertained, keeps you happy, keeps you in... I think I'm on the wrong world, I've just noticed. I am, sorry. Let me actually get onto World 309. Yeah, if you can find a way to play the game that keeps you on the game, then that is great for me. I love to see that. And the other great thing as well is that Slayerscape started with a very, very cool concept. So it's only going to get better the more that they spend time on figuring out how to, you know, edit the videos to make them kind of engaging, work on the storytelling to keep people, you know, entranced on the whole thing, and then keep an end goal in mind, but then break that end goal up into loads of mini goals. Because again, you can quite easily find yourself after like 3 episodes running out of ideas. So I'm hoping that over time it just gets better and better as well. But again, I haven't really watched any more than the first episode, so maybe that's already happening. Hate shoveling snow? You should be thankful that you're shoveling snow, Brasolis. I get 0 snow here, and it's very sad. So rough it never happened to anyone yet. Well, yeah, I mean, there's always a first, but you would hope that I wouldn't become one of them. Whether you can play this game at whatever pace you enjoy, your progress always matters. Yeah, absolutely. Like, the reason why I like this game so much is not so much, you know, the stories or the quests or, you know, even the kind of getting 99s and getting collection log drops and stuff like that. The reason why I love this game so much is that you can play it for 5 minutes or you can play it for 5 hours and you can get the same thing from it. You can play it super sweaty, you know, 2-ticking everything, getting to the max level as quickly as physically possible, or you can do it completely unguided, taking your time, having fun with it. You know, some people like combat, some people like PvP, some people like quests, some people like the collection log, you know, some people like skilling, and you just got so many different ways to play it that you don't bottleneck everybody into playing it a certain way. And I just think that's great. I just think that's just really, really cool in a game that it can actually do that. What is snow? I haven't seen that in 20 years. I don't know what snow is either. I've not seen that for a long time. It's very sad. Good thing about restricted accounts is that if you are burned out from playing as usual, the restriction itself adds some spice to the game. At least it's what I've been doing lately and feels good. Absolutely. Absolutely. I was getting... The reason why I started my chunk account in the first place was because I was getting bored of my group Ironman, because I was in the mid-game and I was kind of stuck in the mid game. I wasn't getting the drops I needed to get me into the end game, and none of my Group Iron team were getting the drops either, so we just kind of felt trapped, kind of no way out of mid game. So I started this account to kind of get me through the mid game, and 2 years later I'm still in the mid game. I still haven't got those items I was looking for 2 years ago, but it's kind of emboldened me to carry on with that account. We've got a few 99s since then, and we have got collection log slots on the Group Iron, but I'm still kind of trapped in that mid-game experience. That's what I always say. That's why I've been on RuneScape for 24 years. That is a lot of years. To be fair, 95% of players are in the mid game. Yeah, and I think that is a kind of slight issue, I think, with the game, is that there is a point in which the early game is very short in comparison to the mid game and the end game, which I guess it's kind of good for getting people into the game and getting them addicted to it. You know, lots of progress and whatever early on. But when you get to the mid game, sometimes it can, if you don't get the look, or if you're playing anything other than like a main, you can feel a bit trapped sometimes. And some people get out pretty quickly because they get the look that they need and they get the items they want and whatever. But then there are, you know, a lot of people like me who are kind of trapped there. So being able to go, right, I'm just going to start a new account and do something different actually keeps me in the game, which is great. The game is all about the chase, though. I think once you've literally all the items and when you've done all the bosses, it feel empty. I love having a goal always on the horizon. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I just feel like, you know, I just want a couple of things to be able to do. Like if I want to do raids, I can do raids up to a certain point, and then my skill level gets eclipsed by the items that I have available to me. So I'm good enough to do like Tombs of Amascut, for example. I'm good enough to do that to a certain invocation with the items I have. As soon as that gets to a certain invocation, the items I've got can't carry my lack of skill. So yeah, it just feels like a never-ending cycle sometimes. Best Christmas party ever today, and hello Tom, nice to see you. Glad you had a good time. As a casual game, and the mid game is the entire game, and the mid game is pretty awesome and full of content. Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I think the mid game's got tons and tons of content. I guess maybe the way I should refer to it as is late mid game. Like I'm on the cusp of end game. I just need a few drops to kind of tip me over the edge into the end game when I can start actually like hammering out raids and doing all the like the Doom and all this kind of stuff, doing those big bosses. And I'm just not getting the things I need right now. But it's fine because I can play my one chunk. I started up a free-to-play Ultimate Iron Man just for fun to play alongside. I've got a main which I try to play, but I just got other stuff like that I'm enjoying more, so I don't play much of it. Breaking out of the mid game into the real end game is definitely a big hurdle. It feels like a really big hurdle, which I guess is fine the more I think about it. Current goals, The current goals are 99 ranged and the Heron brackets, maybe. Good luck on the grind today. Thank you, Remdog. Appreciate that. Welcome in. You talking DHL or Bofa? I'm more so Bofa, because that's something I do want, and I don't want to skip Bofa and go for Twisted Bow because I'm not great at chambers. So what's your free-to-play Ultimate Ironman's name? I've also got one I've played quite a bit on. I think it's called F2P Hannibal. I think I named it in the end. It was just I wanted to experience Ultimate Ironman, but I didn't want to pay for membership on the account, so I just created a free-to-play one. Good luck, man. You're an absolute legend. Thank you, Christian. That's very kind of you. Nice to have you here. Is this the 11-year men and women for the fish bait grind? It certainly is. It certainly is. I'm still just shy of 800k CG for my enhanced, but I've been living on the sea since sailing, which has been a nice break. Yeah, I probably should start living on the sea for a bit to get away from it all. My group Ironman is currently fishing sharks at the Fishing Guild. Because I did get heron on that account not long ago. Getting bow for an armor is quite possible the hardest thing I've ever done mentally, so I get it. Yeah, I mean, I've got the full armor set, but the bow for I'm 460 KC or something now. $461 KC, no enhanced, so I'm only just over rate, but the difference between CG and everywhere else is that it's just like the 10, like I'm averaging like 9 to 10 minute kills, and if you go dry on that, that's 10 minutes a pop. Pretty rough. I'm rapidly approaching bow for grind on Ultimate Ironman, and I'm very worried I did not have fun in the limited time I spent there on my main. If it was more dungeoneering inspired, where you actually had to do different things on the setup, then I think I would enjoy it more. But because you're basically doing the same setup every time, I think spending like 8 to 12 minutes doing that every time is quite draining. I'm a main, but I like to play kind of semi-Ironman and get my own items when I think it's in my skill level. Playing a real Iron would break me. Playing an actual, just a, you know, straight Ironman, it's not too bad, actually. Yes, you have to grind a little bit for stuff, but to be honest, getting through the early game into the mid game, a lot of the stuff you're going to be trying to get, it's not overly difficult to do, to be honest. It's just kind of knowing where to go more than anything. And if you're happy to use like the RuneScape wiki, it makes it kind of easy. But when you get into kind of mid game, trying to get into end game, being an Iron Man just make it very hard. CG is draining as fuck. Yeah, I know. I know. But you got to do it. You got to grind it. To be fair, the game will probably still be going strong in 2036. Well, that's the hope. Yeah, that would be good. I like CG, but it gets to a point where it's like, okay, I've seen this enough, let's move on. Yeah, it's because it's samey. Problem with Iron Man is herb runs. Yeah, herbs are a nightmare. That's why I quite like Group Iron Man, because then the team of us can all contribute to it. Like, I got to 90 herb lore on my group Iron, and I think like 60% of that was herbs and potions that were supplied to me by the group Iron team members. I mean, essentially, we made a pretty early decision that we wanted one person to be able to make super combats, so we kind of funneled all of the herbs into that one person, but early to mid game iron sounds okay, but getting into any game sounds miserable. It is. It really is miserable. I know you just need a little bit of luck, and it makes it a lot easier. But if you're like me, I struggle to get good luck. So supplies are way more of an issue for me than PVM. I just generally hate farming. I think it's the worst skill in the game by a mile. Yeah, potentially. I mean, I think for me, it's more mining. And I know people make arguments for like shooting stars and motherlode mine and things like that, but I don't know. Mining just bothers me a lot. I can't really fully put my finger on why, but it just does. Atlatl is a good enough replacement for Bofa. Yeah, do I have an Atlatl? I don't think so. I don't have an Atlatl. I've only got 55 lunar chests opened. I probably should do some more moons, to be honest. Kingdom of Miscellanea is great for herbs. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I have not done my Miscellanea, and I've also not done my Tears of Gothics either, which I should do because that is helping me pump up the rune crafting levels. I love Motherlode Mine and Agility. I'm a skiller at heart. Mage was my last 99. Mage was your last 99? Wow, okay. That is surprising. Green Logging Moons is pretty fast and no supplies. Yeah, I should definitely do it. I should definitely just do it. My Tears of Gothics goes on sailing now. I got to fix that. Oh, that is true. Yeah, I shouldn't do my Tears, should I? Or maybe I should. I don't know. I won't be able to... I don't think I'd be able to get to like 88 sailing in a month. I don't think I play enough on that account. I like playing main because I don't need to prep anything. If I want to grind a boss pet, supplies from G is convenient. Yeah, I mean, I've got a main for that very reason, because I hadn't had a main until I already had a group Iron Man and some other stuff like an Ultimate Iron Man and things first. I decided to do main because I was like, I wonder what it's like to just buy stuff off the GE. And it was really good. It was like instant gratification. I was just like, I need this thing. I'm just going to go buy it. And then I just went and bought it. And I was like, that felt good. Need sailing unlocked for Tears to go into sailing. Yeah, unfortunately on my group Iron Man, I've got 5 sailing now. So I've already unlocked it, I think. Get like 50k worth of XP lamps from salvage. Really? Wow. Green Hogger CG is also pretty fast and no supplies if you get lucky. Yeah, it's true. Just getting dragon tools sounds so sweet. Yeah, I mean, my biggest problem was always dragon pickaxe because I hate the wilderness. So the thought of going into the wilderness to get the pickaxe was quite miserable. But lucky, my group irons, again, came in big time and got me a dragon pickaxe so I didn't have to. What's the opinion on sailing among the pros? I wouldn't know. I haven't spoken to any of the pros. I think generally from the people that I've spoken to in my friends group, sailing is pretty good. Yeah, people seem to be liking it. I'm not so sure about the nerf stuff. Might as well start doing tiers on sailing if you care about tiers. Yeah, I do care about tiers. Maybe I should just do it. Maybe I should get some sailing XP from tiers and just move on. I I hate the worldie, but I'd rather do that than KQ. What a miserable RNG boss. Yeah, I don't like KQ either. I get like 2 kills a run, if that. My plan is to just force Volcano Mine. Yeah, that was my other idea. It's potentially doing a lot of Volcanic Mine, but to be honest, the most efficient way to do it is very boring. Salvaging his peak second monitor content. Perfect. All right. I will. I'll keep that in mind. Just the same as I did. I got D-pick from second Kingback Dragon kill while doing Elite Step. That would be nice. What am I? KBD. 261 KBD kills. I've got 2 KBD heads and nothing else. The worldie bosses are very nice for Iron Men type accounts. Lots of very good supplies along with the big drops. Yeah, the problem I have is I don't like the wilderness. I don't like the stress of PKers. But maybe I just need to get over it. I'm loving sailing. Been doing basically everything it has to offer. Doing some trawling right now. Very nice. My thoughts, like my excitement around sailing when I actually get into it, will be visiting like all the islands around the map. That's going to be cool. I just need to make time for it. Body boss is very easy. Got me to 70 construction, prayer, herb, and etc. for Song of the Elves. Very nice. It's been so long since I've done like Song of the Elves and stuff. Show us your bird. Hello, Death. Nice to see you. I will show you my bird in 23 minutes. Just do Calvarion. Yeah, I just don't like the bosses. I don't know, the stress of it is just, it's higher than I ever would have thought it would be for just a video game. I greenlogged KBD at 64 KC and now I can never go back. Wow, 64 KC is incredibly impressive and incredibly lucky. Body sucks, even with 0 risk, it's just annoying. Yeah, I agree. I made some very controversial statements a couple of months ago on stream where I said that if I was a Jagex developer, I would delete the wilderness altogether. Whoops. My proudest moment was accidentally PKing someone who tried to attack me while I was doing a Wildy Slayer task. Sadly, on a group Iron Man, I couldn't do anything with the loot. That is a shame. Charting was a blast. The duck and weather events are pretty annoying though. I have no idea what you're talking about, so I will have to try sailing to find out. Just don't risk anything you're afraid of. If you get 10 sets ready beforehand, then you won't fuzz. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, if I can get prepped like that. Hello, Tiki Smash. Nice to see you. I couldn't believe people still PK'd for Dragon Bones at the Chaos Hunter. They're hardly worth anything now. Some people just do it just to be annoying, which is a bit of a shame. I just caught up on YouTube videos and thought I'd say hello. Hello, Craig. Nice to see you. I assume you rolled Catherby. Depends whether you want spoilers or not. I assume you do because you're here. But we did not roll Catherby. Hannibal for mod, yeah. I don't think they'd like me as mod. I would make so many wild statements. Delete the wilderness! And they'd be like, what are you talking about? I'm not averse to wordy content, but wordy bosses are bad. You couldn't give them fun, engaging mechanics if you're also expecting players to stay alert for PKs. Yeah, and I think that's half of my problem is the staying alert bit overtakes the rest of it. Of course, you've got to get more KVD kills on a certain elite step. Oh dear, that is true. Risk versus reward and world is broken for Iron Man. Should be something to balance it. I don't know what they can do. I don't think there's anything they can do, to be honest. When you're right, you're right. Wieldy as balls. A lot of PKs aren't even in for the loot, just to be trolls. Yeah, exactly. And that's a bit of a shame. I mean, that's good news. It is good news, but it's also not good news because we unfortunately unlocked the same grind that I talked about in the video. Just from a different chunk. Which I wasn't fully aware of at the time. The time of rolling, of course. So quick question, why is this place the best to train ranged over using the elementals? We are not using this to train range. We are using this actually to get fishing bait to try and get the heron. Having a alarm account feels like a requirement for loading. Yeah, and a lot of people I see have that exact account. I think it's almost a necessity nowadays. Maybe Chunkman will be an account playstyle like Iron Man when you become mod. I vouch for that. No, I don't. I wouldn't let them make it an official game mode. I think that if they did that, they wouldn't do it properly. They'd have to work with Source Chunk, I think, to get it to work properly. You know, you want the expert in. It's just as much to lose 100k for a PK whether I had 2 mil or 750 mil bank. Yeah, true. True. At least you get more tasks than just a heron so you can split the grind up a bit. Well, at the minute we've got... and if you want to obviously not listen to what I'm about to say, if you... I mean, I assume you don't care because you're in the stream, but... we've got 99 ranged because we unlocked the ranging guild. But unfortunately, because we unlocked the ranging guild, in this house here, there's a guy who sells you a fishing rod. So the grind that I was worried about in the Catherby chunk, we accidentally unlocked it with the ranging guild chunk without even realizing. So what we're doing here is we are splitting our time between doing the archery competition in the range guild, which is actually better XP than any of the other methods, and killing men and women to get fishing bait to use on the only fishing spot we have, which are these 2 pike spots here. So we're looking at a 1 in 308k chance to get the heron off those spots. I'm getting fishing bait at a 1 in 26 drop from men and women, which means if you tally all that up, it works out on rate to be about 11 years worth of grinding. If we're dry like the beaver, it will be 33 years. And if we get lucky, hopefully it will be before we finish 99 range. Hello, Trinaku. Nice to see you. I made a chunk of my exception should be no Wildy doing revlog would kill my enjoyment of the game. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to wilderness content on this account, but luckily I started a fair way off wilderness. Mod source confirmed then. I am not a mod, and they probably will never allow me to be one. Bet you wish you ignored Bob now. I kind of do, to be honest. Because pike is unlocked at 20 fishing? 25 fishing. So. You might be still alive then. Well, yeah, I hope so. But it's a long time to wait for a video. 11 years. Some would argue too long. Surely you get spooned, I believe. Well, we're going to be finding out in 16 minutes because we're going to go and use the bait that we've collected, which hasn't been actually that much this time round, but it's better than nothing. So are you skipping it or still considering? No, we're fully going to... We're skipping the 11-year grind because at no point do I want to spend 11 years doing this. However... We've talked about what the arrangement may be, so I might go to, once I get to 99 ranged, I stop then, or I try and get to 68 fishing so we can get the fishing guild unlocked, and then stop then. And even that, the fishing guild, that's 7,000. It's basically 31 days of 8-hour days to get enough fishing bait to get to the fishing guild unlock. So it's a lot. But we haven't given up on it yet. I've not backlogged it yet, so we'll just see where we end up. If you hit like 3 years without the heron, would you just veto the grind for your own sanity? To be honest, at this point, doing that 2-year grind like I did for the beaver again, I don't know, I just can't even think about it. It's making me stress sweat. So I don't really know what the answer is, but to be honest, I think 5 to 6 months is all I'll probably tolerate. Because my argument will be, and I don't know if people, when I say people, the like chunk extremists, if I listen to those people, I'll be here forever. But my argument will be is that this chunk here, which is right next to Hemminster, and this chunk here, or maybe even this chunk, which is right next to the Sorcerer's Tower one, and even this one here, Relica, all I need to do is unlock this. Those ones, they're heron anyway. So even if I quit the heron grind on this chunk, there's a very big reality where we, roll the heron in the next chunk anyway, and it's a far more reasonable grind. Supreme as a playstyle is just nutty. I know, and I didn't really consider it too hard when I started, but we're too far in now. I don't think the worldy community is big enough to hurt their bottom line. I don't know, I think you'd have a lot of PKers that would be upset. Where Heron, hello, Proto. I always get this one. Prototerix. Welcome back. Jokes aside, I hope everything is well. Everything is very well with me, thank you. I hope you're doing good also. Seems totally reasonable. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of the most reasonable way to do it while also giving myself the best shot at actually being able to get the heron. And I'm really just praying that I get spooned more than anything. Because then we don't have to have the awkward conversation on the YouTube video about how I'm backlogging heron, getting all the angry people in the comments talking about how I'm not a real Supreme and blah, 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 blah. So I'm hoping to avoid that, but we'll see. I don't think anyone can fault you for not committing to a likely endless grind and end of the series. Well, yeah, I mean, there will be people that fault me for it, but hopefully the majority get on my side. Anything over 9 months is arguably the death of your account and your personal growth. The game mode you're doing is extreme enough, even if you've unlocked on heron under the best circumstances, still a nightmare. Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I'd definitely agree with that. Definitely is removal of wildy / free trade nuked the player base back in the day. Well, I mean, RS3 nuked the wildy. Arguably the game isn't bad because of it, but I don't know. Doing a grind you will only ever complete if you spoon it feels like a beam grind. Yeah, I get it. Totally understand. And that is an argument that I could make. But I think for me, it's more... I don't mind doing RNG grinds as long as I have a method that is reasonable. Like 11 years is not reasonable. The 2-year one was more reasonable. And it was, it was under the circumstances of I was chopping trees. Trees are easy to do. I can do it AFK. I can AFK it literally like all day and not really even notice I'm playing the game. Whereas this, clicking on every single man and woman that spawns, this is something that I have to concentrate on to do. And to be honest, I don't think that's something I could manage for 2 years even, but definitely not 11. Can you spoon me? Death. Even, let's just say, just in an alternate universe I did want to spoon you, I'm pretty sure you live on the opposite side of the planet to me. So, unless you lie face down and I lie face down in our separate parts of the world, creating an earth sandwich, to use the technical term. Or you'd have to lie face up and I'd have to lie face down, or the other way around for it to work properly. How is 11 years of grind justified for people complaining not supreme? I don't know. Anyone who thought she was an idiot can be safely be ignored. Yeah. I think skipping such stuff is fine. It's not like you're making up more or less random reasons to not do a grind. It's about unreasonable amount of time. Well, that's kind of always been my thought process, is that the only time I ever considered skipping a grind would genuinely just be time. Like, if it takes me 10 years, why would I even... I'd much rather just quit YouTube than do a 10-year grind. With the same people who are mad about the cliffhanger. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. Well, at least a proportion of those people. Oh, I appreciate you not doing it. Thank you, Queen. That's very kind of you. But RS3 was small enough already when they did that. Their PvP player base was non-existent compared to OS. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that it worked in that case potentially just because there was less people in it. Now I think there's a massive PK community, and you'll have people like, you know, Dino and Odablock and all these other people that do certain PvP, PK sort of content. You can have those people very mad as well. How about skipping the heron, but when you come across it again, you've got to get it twice? I don't know about that. That doesn't sound fun. I mean, one could argue that it doesn't fit with the 1 in 16 drop rate secondary training method too. I mean, yes, but I did say, I'm pretty sure early on in my chunk account history and in my earlier YouTube videos, I said very clearly that I don't have that rule. My meme grind limiter is set to 1 in 0. I could set it to something like 1 in 16, 1 in 20, and, you know, be able to skip this grind, but I think I'd feel better just honestly just saying to people, it's going to take me 10 years or 11 years, I'm just not going to do it. If you don't like that, you obviously don't like watching my videos, because there won't be another one. I think that to me feels a bit more of a reasonable way to do it, rather than imposing extra rules later on. Well, you also had the thieving pet. Yes, I did. And luckily with that one, I got spooned, because if that was the one I went 3 times dry on, I think we would have been in a similar position to now, where I would have just gone, you know what, I can't do this. I really can't do it. Exactly my point. You made it to rate for Beaver, but this one is similar to Buzz with Tangleroot. You do your best, but you got to be realistic. Yeah, absolutely. At least you have company sometimes. Doing this all alone will feel even longer. Yeah, I mean, the streaming side of it has made this a lot better, because killing men and women while I'm chatting with you guys has made it a lot easier to do. Whereas if I was literally sat on my own in my house behind the computer just clicking on men and women all the time, I don't think I'd have been able to do it. I wonder how many men/women have been killed by active chunk accounts. Probably quite a lot. I mean, you know, Limpwork started us off. I hated the cliffhanger, but I just went to the description and spoiled for myself because I wanted to know. That is fine. I am totally fine with that. If you didn't like the cliffhanger, but then you just went away, watched a stream, or looked at my chunk map to find out, not a problem with me. That was my whole intention behind it. If you were one of the people that complained about it in the comment section and was really nasty to me, I wasn't so happy with that. That wasn't very nice. We're all talking about it being a reasonable exception or not, but it doesn't matter because you're spooning this thing. Well, yeah, that is the argument. In 6 minutes, we will be going to use all our bait. Go for that heron. Your stream title seems a bit contradictory. You want us to grab a hot drink, up the fire and chill. Hello, Cass. Nice to see you. Yes, I want you to do exactly that. I want you to drink hot drinks, sit by hot things, and then chill out. That's what I want. Make it happen, Cass. What about 1 in 25.5? That would work, yeah. I think that would make people a bit more reasonable about the whole idea. Yeah, rather be transparent than claim something, then go back on it. Yeah, I think so. I think that, to me, that would make more sense. Just being like, look, it's 11 years. I ain't doing it. I'm not imposing any new rules. I'm just telling you that we're not doing an 11-year grind. End of story. At least when you roll it again, you'll most likely have fishing bait shops so you can do the task sensibly. Well, it's not even that. It's more, you know, if I get to the fishing guild, I can buy myself a lobster pot, I can get myself a harpoon, and I can just do like lobsters and sharks all the way up to the end. And the same with Catherby. If I get Catherby, I can do the same thing. Get a lobster pot, get a harpoon, crack on. And that is fine with me. I've got no problems doing that. I will no problem going for heron once I've got access to something like that where I don't have to kill men and women for it. Or even, yeah, like getting a shot with bait in it or something, or a fly fishing rod. Again, those would be totally acceptable. I'd rather buy all the bait and like hop worlds for, you know, a few weeks than do this till the finish line. I think it would feel better to just have a flat I'm not doing it instead of making a bunch of extra stuff as well to not make it up. Yeah, I agree. I like how you were the only one in Micro's video saying for 15 hours of nature and chess rookie numbers. I know, I gave him a few options as well, and that's the one he chose. Right, let's do it a little bit early. Fishing rod at 71 bait. It's not that much, but it's worth a try. Well, I'm going to make a tea. Anyone want one? I'm all right, thank you. Wait, I'm all good on the tea front. But I do want people to remember to stay hydrated. Why is my hair all over the place? Spilt that all down me. Want to help with a little support. Love all your videos and stream and always looking forward to the next. Thank you, Brasolis. That's very kind of you. Oh, I've just seen it. Sorry, I completely missed that. Oh, thank you so much for becoming a brand spanking new member of the YouTube channel. Coming in at the Oracle tier. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Brasolis. Sorry, the YouTube side of things doesn't actually flash up on screen because YouTube's annoying. It doesn't let me do it properly. Hannibal, I live in Australia. It's like 1,000,000 degrees. Oh, alas, I started the fire as you suggested. I couldn't turn it off. Half the country is gone. Surely this is your fault for inciting violence. Sorry, Bam Bam. I really am sorry. Maybe I should have also been clear in the stream title that if you are from a hot country, then please get yourself a cold drink and sit by a fan or an AC unit or something. Micah who? Micah Roo. One of the greatest one-chunkers of all time, if you ask me. Let's go heron. Yes, we're back. So we've got 7-1 fishing bait. We're going to have a crack, see if we get heron. Probably not, but if we do, it'll be one of the greatest clips of all time. Don't like the cliffhangers, but I can never stay mad after those outros. Most wholesome chunk around, absolute treasure. Oh, thank you, Kill H. That's very, sorry, Kill H2O. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I will. Two things. One, whatever you want to call it. I won't be doing cliffhangers anymore. I got the message. Number two, I won't stop doing the outros because I don't feel good about myself without including something in the video. Thanks, I will do just that. Yeah, Maikeru, Maikeru-RS. Maikeru-RS is his YouTube account. And he's got a one chunk, and he started at Camelot Castle, which was right next door to me, which is really good. Heron incoming. Let's hope so, Lone Hydra. Let's hope so. No worries. I know YouTube isn't very good on the streaming side. Small indie company, Google. Yeah, I know. I just really don't get it. Like, they could just implement similar stuff to the Twitch stuff, and it would be so much better for people. You know, I could put pop-ups on the screen and, you know, whatever, but I can do it on YouTube. It's just so fiddly and weird that I just can't seem to get my head around it. Maybe I'll speak to one of the mods and they could probably help me out. I've Storm Bram battering down the windows, but fire on Cold Guinness and a Tormented Demon Ground. That's chill, right? That's chill enough. You know, as long as you're safe in the storm, then that's all good with me. Hello, Hot Dog 2006. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Less chunking for me because I got to play Guild Wars 1. I have not played any Guild Wars before. It is something that's been on my list of games to play, but like my list of YouTube series to watch, my list of games to play is incredibly long. Ben Starius, nice to see you. Thank you so much for the follow. I had a real punt at your name there. I hope that was right. Bum, bum, bum. The problem is streaming ain't making money for the platform, so they only kind of care. Yeah, that is true. That is true. But it would be nice just because it is still a part of the platform. So all they have to do is make it easy for me to set up alerts and allow me to interact with the community a bit easier, because that on Twitch, people can redeem channel points and get me to do certain stuff and whatever. Whereas on the Twitch side, you can't do any of that. Nantuko, thank you so much for 11 months of subscription.
And Kovatar just subscribed for 11 months. How's Beaver?
How's Beaver? Beaver is alright. Beaver is in the bank just in case we get Heron. I don't want to get Heron and have a full invent and it disappears off to Ardoin. That would be very upsetting. I wonder why they don't improve the streaming tech if it's not worth it for them, or they don't want to step on Bezos's toes. I don't know. I think it would be so easy for them to sort it out, but yeah, doesn't really matter anyway. As long as you're happy with just watching me do stupid things on RuneScape, I guess it doesn't matter too much, but I would like it to be better. The first time I quit RuneScape as a kid, it was because my friend convinced me to play Guild Wars instead. Awesome game for my young nerdy self. I tell you what, I started playing again yesterday just out of the blue. It was only very briefly because I was like, I should be playing other games right now. But I played Warcraft 3, The Frozen Throne. The Frozen Throne. Such a good game. If you ever want to try Guild Wars 1, it would be the time right now. I've never seen that many people online since like 15 years. Oh, okay. Maybe I'll have to download it and have a little pop at it. That would be so sad. Warcraft 3 custom games are a blast back. Let me tell you this right here, right now. Warcraft 3 custom games, I used to play Tower Defense like nothing else. Tower Defense was my favourite custom game they made. But also I played Dota, like Defense Against the Ancients, when that was on Warcraft 3 custom. And there was also a third one, which I never remember the name of nowadays. But there was a third, like, really big custom game mode that people used to play. So good. My love of tower defense games stemmed from Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne, and it's continued to this day. I love tower defense games. There's one invent down, 2 to go. No Heron just yet. Warcraft 3 still has an active ladder / 1v1 scene. That is interesting. I never really got into the PvP side of it. I was more into like the custom game modes where you didn't really have to PvP much. Yeah, I played a lot of the original Dota. SC2 customs were really fun for a while. I'm trying to think of that third one that I played, but it's really escaping me. I don't remember. I remember what happens. Maybe I'll explain it and people can tell me what it is. It's... Oh, maybe it was a tower defense game, actually. Yeah, maybe it's just tower defense. But essentially there was tower defense where there was like a route that stuff went through and you put your stuff around the route. But then there was the tower defense where it was just one big like run and things come down it and you basically did like a snake of towers all the way down. There was that. I think it was probably just tower defense, but like a different format. Good luck, Heron. Hello, Chunk Spectator. Lovely to see you. Wintermall. Wintermall doesn't sound familiar. Neither does Onslaught. But maybe it was Onslaught that I'm thinking of. I don't know. Maybe I could like YouTube some of it. Warcraft 3 Tower Defense maps. Maybe it was Wintermall. It's not really giving me... Ah, that was one. Green Tower Defense. That's the one I really liked. I also liked Azure Tower Defense. That one was good. I can't see the one that I was talking about. Oh, is this one here? Oh, it's in German, so I don't know what that's saying. Yeah, that was really good. I miss those days. It's a bit like a bit nostalgic, I guess. Looking back on the old Warcraft. Oh, it was Legion Tower Defense. That was it. Legion. Good. That was good. I liked Legion. Because you had two teams, like one on either side, and you had like your boss or your hero at the bottom. And all the mobs that got through basically attacked the boss. Really good. Really like that. Spot on. I really like the games where you play a hero type unit and it saves your progress between games. That sounds fairly familiar as well. There's a standalone of Legion Tower Defense, is there? What's it on? Is it on like Steam or something? I would very much like to play Legion Tower Defense again. Steam, okay. Okay. I might have to have a look at that after stream. That sounds good to me. Also, I've been playing a bit of Balatro. I don't know. I took a recommendation on it, and I actually quite enjoyed it. Legion Tower Defense. Do you know what it's called? Colour of Autumn. Or am I just typing in Legion TD and hoping for the best? Oh, there it is. Legion TD 2. Oh, wow. It's 20 quid as well. Interesting. I wonder if it's made by the same person who made it back in the day on Warcraft. That'd be interesting. Got 200 hours across all Gemcraft games. I remember first playing it on Armour Games, and they still release new stuff in Steam. I like it when, like, games you remember from your childhood still make, like, content. Nothing like reminiscing about 20-year-old games or playing a 20-year-old game. Yeah, exactly. Blatcher is so addictive. Yeah, I've not... Oh, wait, hold on. Before I respond. So, how's your day been? Weather's nice. It's not. Weather's not nice at the minute. There we go. 55 fish in. 13 more to go, technically, to one of our ideas of ending the heron grind. Yeah, Blatcher, I have really enjoyed. I don't really understand it fully yet, but I have been really enjoying playing it. When bird, hopefully soon, Jake. Hopefully very soon. When you get further in and the numbers turn to letters, it's like serotonin straight in my veins. Thank you, Brasolis. It's very kind of you. We are 55 fishing on the chunk account. We've got 19 bait left to go before it's back to men and women. Like, going for heron, this is so chill. Like, if I had a full, like a really good way to do fishing, this is super chill. This is reminiscent of woodcutting, and I love it. But unfortunately, having to go away and kill 10,000 men and women every time is not the one. I remember seeing the Henry Stickman collection and just playing it for like 10 hours of flash nostalgia. Yeah, I remember Henry Stickman. Those were the good old days. Or like Wacky Boss and Adventure Quest. Do people remember Adventure Quest? That was a quality game. I'm pretty sure you can still play Adventure Quest as well. Now I'm on a nostalgia kick. I love the old Stick Wars videos. Yeah, Adventure Quest was so good. Little Fighter 2. I don't remember Little Fighter 2. What was that? Oh, it's very like Adventure Questy, like Street Fighter-y, looks like. The Last Stand, that sounds familiar as well. Someone mentioned Little Fighter 2 and Lone Hydra pops right out of the woodwork. What was there was two other ones that I always remember. What's the one where you drew the line and the guy on the sled went down it? What was that called? I remember Swords and Sandals. I do remember Swords and Sandals. Oh, Line Rider. Line Rider was the one. That was such a cool game, Line Rider. And that is it. Unfortunately, we did not get heron this time, but we will be back to try again very soon. I also, not only Line Rider, which was the one where you were skiing down the hill and that Yeti comes and eats you? What was that game called? Just for those people that maybe are wondering, we have now fished 2,268 pike total. So we will keep going. Oh, and I've got 26 steel arrows left, so I'm going to take my bronze ones out while I'm here. Man, I must have spent so much time trying to find flash sites. My school's network didn't block. The good old days. There was one where you had a giant knife and fought various blobs. Don't remember the name. That doesn't make... Yaint Thicky. Nice to have you here. Thank you for the follow. That one doesn't ring a bell to me. Shopping cart hero. That doesn't sound familiar to me either. Ski free, is that what it was called? I'm doing the Google. Good morning, Yaint. Hope you're doing well. Ski free. That was exactly it. That was exactly it, Brasolis. Ski free. That game was so good. Released in October 1991. That was before I was born. I remember Ski Free. I never fully understand how you won that game. Deluxe Ski Jump 3. Did you ever play Chips Challenge? I don't remember. Let me, again, do a Googles. I don't remember Chips Challenge. It looks kind of familiar. Oh, yes, I do remember this. Oh my god, that is a proper blast from the past, that is. Holy moly. That's unlocked a core memory for me that has Chips Challenge. I remember getting the coloured keys and putting them into the coloured locks and then collecting the things that I thought were caterpillars, but I'm pretty sure they're like they're actual like computer chips. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, I wonder if you can still play that. Windows 98, yeah. Oh, Pinball was great. The other one I used to play was DX Ball, I think it was. DX Ball, I think, yeah, DX Ball. That was the one where you had all the coloured like rectangles and you had the paddle at the bottom that bounced the ball up into all the different colours. That game was so good. DX Ball. Also, what was that quiz one called? Was it the Impossible Quiz? Do people remember the Impossible Quiz? I remember spending hours and hours with my friends trying to complete the Impossible Quiz. And then who did I watch? Maybe I watched the Game Grumps do it. Maybe. Where they were having a go at it. You know what? I want to put this out there to everybody that's currently watching. This kind of shit, talking about like nostalgic video games and films and all that, and music and all that kind of stuff. This is like peak content for me. I love this. I will sit here and talk to you about nostalgic stuff for the rest of eternity. People made a lot of memes about that Hungry Pumpkin one. I don't remember that one. Hungry Pumpkin. Oh my lord. I don't remember that. Wow, it's so orange. The whole thing is so orange. Let's get that off. That's too much orange for me. Game Grump, that in itself is a blast from the past. Yeah, I used to love Game Grumps. I think they're still going. Impossible Quiz has a sequel, if I remember correctly, where you were an elephant and collected achievements. That was also goated. Wow. Your whole face went orange. I know, that website was very orange. No ammo, okay. I clicked that no ammo several times before I realised. Box Head Zombies. I don't remember that one, but again, I'm going to Google it because I didn't remember Chip's challenge until I saw it. Oh, yes, I do remember that. Yes. That's one way when you killed stuff, there was just blood everywhere. Like on the floor. Is it that one that I'm thinking of? These images don't really show me. Yes, I remember that. Yeah, this is proper core memories. This. Oh my god. I've forgotten about all of these games. Amazing. I also remember in the UK, I don't know how far this actually spread. It probably didn't get much further than the UK, to be honest, because it was on Sky. And I don't know if people have Sky elsewhere. Not really sure. But on Sky, like really old Sky, they used to have games on there so that, you know, while you're watching TV programs, you can just flick over and play some video games. And they used to have two really good ones, which you'll definitely know one of them. But the other one, I can't remember the name of. Maybe some people here might remember. The first one they had was Fishing Frenzy. That was on Sky. And let me try and find the other one. Sky. That's it. That's the name. I remember that. That is a core memory just unlocked again. So the first one was Fishing Frenzy. That was on Sky, like a TV kind of streaming, or like, what would you even call it? It's not even a streaming service. But the first one was Fishing Frenzy. The second one was Beehive Bedlam. Beehive Bedlam was such a good game. And you used to play it with your little Sky TV remote. Oh, Beehive Bedlam. That is core memory, that is. Did you ever get CDs with the games in them from cereal boxes, or that just an American thing? Yeah, no, we used to get like we used to get a lot of that, but also like in magazines, you'd get like demo discs and stuff. Which was another YouTube series that I really, really like, or used to like anyway. It was the Funhouse, where they did the demo disc series. That was really funny. I really liked that. But then some of them turned out to be creepy weirdos, and it all kind of broke down, and Funhouse is no longer a thing. But this is the stuff to live for. Captain Crunch's Crunching Adventure. I don't think I ever played that one. Yes. Phoenix Splicer. Yes. Beehive Bedlam. Yes, yes, yes. I had the NTL selection of TV games like Alien Fish Exchange. Alien Fish Exchange, that sounds fun. Come on, Hannibal. Of course we have Sky. Are you trying to colonise that too now? Sky TV, it's strange because I don't really hear anyone outside of the UK talk about Sky TV, so I'm just sure that it's not a kind of worldwide thing. Yeah, there was some taxi driver game in Serial, I remember. If you're talking about Crazy Taxi, that now we're getting into like, this is not, they released these things like Crazy Taxi. They released that on games consoles, but Crazy Taxi used to be an arcade game. And I remember going to like bowling alleys to go into the arcade and play things like Crazy Taxi. Those were the days. Those were the days. The PS1 demos. Yeah, there's so many demos out there. And all of them were so terrible. Creepy weirdos ruin everything. They really do. They really do. I hate, like... Because the problem is, you really enjoy a certain like series or TV program or, you know, a streamer or a YouTuber or whatever. You really enjoy their content. And then it turns out that they're weirdos and you're like, oh... Why? Just why? Canadian here, obsessed with Sky Arts landscape / portrait series. Yeah, the Sky, there's lots of great stuff on Sky. Like I used to watch all the Sky history stuff. Really good. I used to play all the Serial Flash games. Yeah, Crazy Taxi was great. I loved Crazy Taxi. Basically, Simpsons Hit and Run before Simpsons Hit and Run. Cruising USA, wow. Alien Fist Exchange was like a virtual aquarium and they would eat each other or crossbreed or mutate. Yeah, that's basically, yeah, Fishing Frenzy. Yeah, you had to eat smaller fish to get bigger to then eat bigger fish. Asteroids or Monster Invaders is what I played in the arcades. Yeah, Asteroids, good game. Sky News has quite interesting economic coverage. I'm not really interested in that kind of stuff, but it does have quite a lot on there. I used to play House of the Dead. Yes, House of the Dead was great. And House of the Dead 2 and 3 and 4. Going into the cinema just to play... Yes, Time Crisis. That was the other one. That was House of the Dead, but... I liked House of the Dead more because I like zombies, but very good. Very, very good. I hope all is good. I'm leveling cooking. That's nice to hear. Yeah, everything's good with me. We are training ranged, gathering fishing bait, living the dream. I mean, the guy who composed Sea Shanty 2 was a PDF. It do be the way it do be. Playing as a Supreme One Chunk Iron Man might be weird for other people as well, right? Yeah, definitely. Since you recognise the taxi game, do you recall some Buggy Racer game? I think it was also in Serial. Buggy Racer game. I do have a sort of memory of it. You know, I was thinking like, you know, the big like dune buggies with the wheels that are on the massive like suspension springs. I have like a memory of a game like that, but I don't remember the name. Howdy there, Mr. Seer Supreme. How goes the grind? It is going very well, thank you, Ophidius. I hope everything is going well with you. Simpsons Road Rage was Crazy Taxi, and then Simpsons Hit and Run was their GTA. Is that right? Simpsons Road... I don't remember Simpsons Road Rage. I thought Simpsons Hit and Run was where you picked people up and took them places, and then there were some other bits around that, but I thought that was the core. Maybe I remember them wrong. Are we stacking the seeds or using them as we get... Oh, the bait. We are stacking them for stream. So we've just done the fishing portion of the stream just. So I'll be stacking these again until Thursday. And then doing some more fishing on Thursday. And then I'll stack them till next Tuesday. And we'll keep doing that until the 99 range grind is over. So if you tune in again on Tuesdays or Thursdays, I usually do the fishing portion about 9 p.m. my time. And just for context, 9:30 p.m. is what the time is right now. So half an hour ago, I will be starting the fishing stream every week. Badger trucks. Let's have a Google of that. Badger trucks. Yeah, kind of. But I'm thinking more like classic. Maybe it's not even Dune buggies because they're not quite right either. I don't know. I missed the Burnout series. Oh yes, Burnout. Yeah, that was good. Which one did I like? Burnout Revenge, I think it was called. Burnout Revenge. They are the desert racers. Maybe I am thinking of those. Going well. Lovercane from the CC. Just a guess right now. But in the waiting pool and stuck in Lover with 99 smithing. Wow. Well, welcome in. I'm glad you're in the waiting pool because you will very shortly probably be in the clan, which would be nice to have you. If you could get out of the car, that's hit and run. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah. I've got a cold drink and I'm in an ice bath. Perfect. That'll do. Oh, it's pronounced Bacha or Baha? Baya? Yeah, Burnout Revenge was a very good game. I remember some PS1 demo racer where the cars flipped upside down and had like wheels on every angle. Yeah, Twisted Metal was good. Twisted Metal was good. If we're going into like PS1 era games, the two that I guess there's loads, but the two that I always think about that people don't remember until you tell them. One is Croc, Legend of the Gobos. Everybody forgets Croc, Legend of the Gobos, but that game was so good. And the other one, which I can't remember the full title, hold on. The other one was Future Cop LAPD. If you remember Future Cop LAPD on the PS1, you are goated. Is Micro Machines the buggy racing game you're thinking of? Micro Machines. Let me have a gander. Let me have a gander. Oh, I've just turned on. No, stop. Sorry, I accidentally clicked the wrong button while typing, so you just heard me echo. Oh, I do remember the Micro Machines game. The really old one. I do remember that. Yeah, Ape Escape was good. I remember Ape Escape. Currently there are 35 people on Twitch and 57 people on YouTube. Are you telling me that none of you remember Future Cop LAPD? Because if none of you remember Future Cop LAPD, I'm going to be very upset because that game was so good. It was like the two-legged mechs that you used to get in, and oh, that game was just amazing. I mean, the other ones I always talk about as well was things like Legend of Dragoon, which was a very good, like, Final Fantasy-esque RPG. That was very like hidden gem. The other one was Dino Crisis. Dino Crisis was super good. Future Cop LAPD was sick. I remember playing that with my best friend when I was like 12. Yes! Ludi Brolo, thank you. Yes. Such a good game. Yeah, Dino Crisis, Resident Evil, but with dinosaurs. Such a good game. The good old days. That is the game where you are the robot thing that kind of looks like something from Star Wars. Yes. Yes. That is right. I was more into Siphon Filter. I don't think I've heard of Siphon Filter. But I think I played Future Cop around my friend's house when I was a kid. Future Cop was great. Siphon Filter. Let's have a look at that. Oh, I don't remember that, I don't think. Oh, don't stop playing random videos, please. I apologise for all the random sounds today. Turok is the old Dino game, remember? Yeah, Turok was good. Turok was good. Dino Crisis was definitely better, though, in my opinion. Legends of Dragoon is on PS Premium. It certainly is, and I have got it, and I am playing it. Very good game. One of the greatest games of all time, which was on PS2, which again, I think a lot of people will remember. And Phoenix Splicer will definitely remember, because me and Phoenix Splicer played this game so many times. But I hope people remember Fable. Fable 2 and 3 weren't as good, but Fable 1 and Fable The Lost Chapters, which was the kind of DLC add-on for Fable, it's just perfect game. Absolutely perfect game. Chicken chaser? Do you chase chickens? Just so good. Or even better, where the Guildmaster just used to randomly just go, your health is low. Watch that. Oh, I loved that game. Oh, I absolutely loved Fable. Oh yeah, I had it on Xbox. No, you're right. It was Xbox that I played it on. Here we're from the guy that promised everything, lol. Ah, Fable was just so good. Because they released the kind of Fable remastered thing. Was it remastered or Fable something? What do they call it? Fable Anniversary. They released the Fable Anniversary Edition, which was the original game and the DLC, The Lost Chapters in one. So good. So good. For anyone that hasn't played Fable, I would definitely recommend playing that game. So good. Chicken chaser? Do you chase chickens? Or like when you're right at the start and you like go into the barn with that kid and you don't move for a second and he goes, what? Are you just going to stand there like a lemon? So funny. Lego Island. I don't think I played Lego Island. My favourite is Ratchet and Clank. Oh yeah, Ratchet and Clank. The original Ratchet and Clank was great. Ratchet and Clank 2, Locked and Loaded, was my favourite. But then very closely followed by Ratchet Gladiator, or Ratchet Deadlocked for other areas of the world. So like Ratchet Gladiator and Ratchet 2, Locked and Loaded. Beautiful, beautiful games. Endless hours spent in Albion. I loved Albion. I loved the whole concept behind it. I loved all the areas. The music was perfect. The gameplay was amazing. I would love to play Fable again. I might have to clear all my trophies off it and do the trophies again. I like how the good evil system made your character look different. Yeah, and then not only did you use the good and evil system to change your character, but you got the like good and evil armor sets as well. So you could get like really evil, get the horns, and then like wear the full black. Can't even remember what it was called, the armor, but it was like the full black armor. Or you could like be really good and get the halo, and you could wear the full white armor. Beautiful game. Fable 2 is the best of the series, but the Fable series as a whole unrivaled. If Fable 2, wow, okay, I did not expect that. Fable 1 was definitely my favourite of the whole series. But Fable 2 is good. Any amount of time before it comes to PlayStation. What, Ratchet and Clank? Because if you're talking about Ratchet and Clank, I've got a big surprise for you, because they're all on there. And if you're talking about Fable, I'm pretty sure that's out on PlayStation. Pretty sure. It's Fable Anniversary anyway. Burton Albion, not quite. Burton Albion did win last night though. Played in the FA Cup, actually won, but we played against a team that's like divisions below us, so expected. Fable stream when? Well, this is something that I've been meaning to kind of touch on. Obviously, I am a RuneScape YouTuber and streamer. That is all I've ever done on both of the platforms. Other than I kind of dabbled in Minecraft on the YouTube, but it was RuneScape adjacent. But I have been thinking, like, would people be opposed to me playing some other games on a certain day? For example, like Born is moving in with me this weekend, which is super exciting, and I'm buzzing my absolute tits off about it. But like if I did Tuesdays and Thursdays where I just played RuneScape like normal, but then I added like an extra day in and just like played other stuff, so then the people that are coming here expecting RuneScape can come on the normal days, Tuesdays and Thursdays, but maybe like I add an extra stream in on a Saturday or something, or a Sunday, where I just play other stuff. Would people be open to that? Because then the people that don't want it can just come on the normal days, but then the people that do, I can just start getting games ready to play. And I could just do them as like solely stream games. So, we'd let's say we started Fable and we did like a 4-hour, 5-hour stream. I would only play Fable on the stream, and then when I come off stream, I'd stop. So then when I come back, so then anybody that watches it with me wouldn't have to miss anything if they, were in the streams. I'd have to think about how it would work though, because those streams that I do would maybe accidentally go to YouTube. So I might have to like hide them on the channel maybe. So I could still stream to both YouTube and Twitch. Yeah, seems like a lot of people here sound like the idea of that. So I'll have a think about it. I'll have a chat with Born. Oh no, my camera's overheated again. Ah! Help! Can I get it? Can I get it? Can I get it? Can I? No. Hold on. Almost. Okay, hold on. Let me sort this out. I do need to buy a new camera at some point because this one is just a GoPro, as you can tell by the big GoPro webcam on the screen. And it does get hot some days, like really easily. But I really love Mischief Maker too. That was a fun one. Second channel time. I could. Moves them into one super eye. Right, let's give this another go. Nope. Doesn't want to work. Would that be a Twitch only stream then? Potentially not. I could potentially do a Twitch and YouTube stream. I'd just have to make sure that when I went back onto YouTube after the stream ended, I deleted the VOD from YouTube because I don't want to necessarily get that stuff mixed in. Random Gamer, thank you for the follow. Nice to have you here. Attack the Snack, hello. Oh, that was the GoPro finally turning off. I've been holding the power button since I picked it up. Right. Hello. There we go. We fixed it. That should hold up till the end of stream now. Is this the Gieliguesser of your face? Yeah. Using GoPro to stream is wild, mate. I know it is. I just don't have the money to buy a proper camera because they're really expensive. And unfortunately, I don't earn enough from YouTube and Twitch to pay for a new camera. But I will do one day. I'm saving for some bits. I had to upgrade a few other PC stuff first before the camera because I had to upgrade my graphics card because when I was editing, it would freeze the whole computer when I did certain things. I had to upgrade my mic stand because that one absolutely disintegrated. And then what else? I bought a new monitor because my monitor just completely shut off and wouldn't turn back on again. And I was so frustrated. So I've made all of those payments, so I've now not got that much money left and I've got to pay my tax. So that's another chunk of money gone. So I need to save up for... I think camera's probably going to be next on the list because I do want to give you a bit of a better view of me. So it's not so pixelated and grim. I watch those vids of challenge runs on classic PS1 and 2 games, but even just no gimmick nostalgia fun. Yeah, I think most of mine will be probably just fun nostalgia stuff. But I might play some newer games if people are into it. No clothes, no shield, spell, fable run with Arseface title when? Maybe soon. What's your heating bill like? Ain't you guys in the middle of winter? Yes, my heating bill is very high and it's very stressful. But I would prefer to pay a bit extra money to be warm than not and be cold. Just went back and watched the Gieliguesser. What did you want me to ask me? Hello, Smurf. I wanted to ask that at the end, once you got the kind of finish screen up, when it says your score, would it be difficult to add out of 5,000? It's just more of a visual thing for me, so feel free to say no. Hello, Alchemist boy. Nice to see you. I just have a Logitech webcam from years ago. It works fine. Never done any streaming though. Just used for speaking to the family and stuff. Yeah, I want to get something that's a bit higher quality. I mean, I need to have a look at the Logitech one to see what it looks like. But I wanted higher quality than this GoPro because it's a bit, you know. And I wanted to upgrade, like, if I'm going to continue the streaming thing, which I probably am because I've been doing it for like, what, a year at this point. But I wanted to do, I wanted to like get my lighting setup sorted out because at the minute I'm backlit, not front lit. Sorry, punching you. I'm backlit, not front lit, so it's really bad for the visuals. Tax, I know, tax junk. Yeah, it's really frustrating because I've earned just over the threshold in the UK to pay tax on my second income, which means it's not even worth them taxing, to be honest, because they're not going to get like barely anything out of me. But it's annoying because it adds it onto my normal job, so they both add together. So if I was just doing YouTube, they probably wouldn't tax me because after I'd like put on my expenses, it would have been nothing. But because it adds onto my normal job, they tax it fully. So it's really sad. Sorry to bore you with tax stuff. Struggles of 2025 and finances. I know. What do you do for work? I am a landscape architect. And it's very fulfilling when you get to see the things that you've designed built. And just to kind of get in before the comments start falling in, it's not gardens. I don't design gardens. That's a landscape gardener. I am a landscape architect, so I do bigger stuff. Not to say it's any more exciting, but just to get people on the right track with what I actually do day to day. Are you thinking like a full-on DSLR camera for it? Maybe not that expensive, but I was thinking something a bit more, I don't know, just maybe I am thinking of a DSLR camera, because I could use that for other stuff as well. I've honestly have not used the apartment's floor heating yet. The place holds heat well in London. Yeah, my flat that I was in before, that was like proper. That held the heat really well. This house, not so much. It's an older house. So if I don't have the heating on in the winter, it gets very, very cold. I'm pretty sure you can get those halo light thingies for dirt cheap. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, exactly that. I was thinking about getting like one or two of them and placing them either side of my monitor, just to give my face a bit more light, so it makes things a bit crisper. But I don't know how much it would work with the GoPro. I don't think it would give me enough to kind of split the difference. So I'm going to have to upgrade my camera as well, I think. See you later, Tom. Nice to see you here. Taxman always needs his cut, unfortunately. He certainly does, and it's very frustrating. But it pays for the NHS in the UK, and that's something that I do not want to disappear. What do you do for a living except for selling beaver furs? You can always just not tell that you had an income and avoid taxes. I would not last in prison. I would hate prison. So I am doing everything I can to not break any sort of law. So I will not be tax dodging. I will be paying my taxes on time. I always wait till Jan for the self-assessment, CBA for Christmas. I've done the self-assessment. I just need to pay the tax now, which I can do. I think it's before April, but I'm probably going to do it post-Christmas once I see where my finances are actually at. That's cool. In real life chunk design. Yeah, in a way. Yeah. Two things in life are certain: herring grinds and HMRC getting theirs. Yeah. Just a step away from RuneScape Architect. Well, if you go watch my Minecraft video where I recreated Sears Village in Minecraft, it was kind of RuneScape Architecture in a way. Go mirrorless camera like a Sony Alpha 7. Let me Google that. Sony Alpha 7. They're like 900. Oh, wait. That one's £200. That one's like £900. Holy moly. I was thinking more like 150 quid, and that's pushing the boat out in my mind. What's the plugin that puts the letter on the herbs? I had it, but now it's gone. Let's have a look. Maybe it's Herblore Recipes. Oh no, that's for the recipes. Item identification, and then you go in and tick on herbs. Also, secondhand is also a good idea to check out. Yeah, I probably would check out secondhand. Hello, Mr. Hannibal. Nice to see the chunk map has expanded a lot last episode. Hello, Mitbar. Nice to see you. Yes, we've done some solid work on the chunk account. We've made some great progress, which is always nice to see. Tax evasion stream, let's go. I will not be doing anything illegal. I'm so terrified of going to prison that I genuinely avoid things that normal people are just like, it's fine, just, you know. Like, for a bit, I stole chocolate bars from shops, like, as a kid, but then I got to a point where someone mentioned to me that you can go to prison for it, and ever since then, I was like, nope, not doing anything like that. Don't want to go to prison. Yeah, but if you could smuggle in a phone, you could play OSRS on phone now, so you have all day to grind, actually look at the possibilities. No, I do not want to exchange more RuneScape time for prison. Taxis suck, but they're needed and go to good things, hopefully. Well, I'm hoping they go to good things, but realistically for me, I wanted to go to the NHS more than anything else, but I can have a look for you. I work in a pawnbroker and can see if anything good comes in for around the 150 mark. I mean, yeah, that would be great if you could keep an eye out. I'm going to have a look. I'm going to do some searching online, see what I can find that's good, that's in my price range. And it'll have to be post-Christmas now because I need to spend money on presents for my loved ones. And Bourne's getting a good deal this year. She's getting a lot of good presents. Can't talk about any of them because she may be here. Would it make sense to drop over 100 on a cam for the stream? I feel like this is plenty good. It's good, but when it overheats, it freezes and then it turns off. And it's a bit mental. I locked my RL self to one chunk for 2 years. This is in prison chunk. No, thank you. 11-year guy won't feel so bad on a 20-year stint. Very true, but I would miss out on so much stuff that I want to do if I was locked up that I just don't want to take the risk. What's going on with the Falador Mines, guy? Are you talking about Buzz RS? Buzz Strut Year? Fun Chunk Man? Because I think one of those is doing really well, the other one not so much. And I think one of them's quit. But Buzz is still going. Loved ones are overrated. You need hated ones in technology. No, I need loved ones. I won't survive without loved ones. Port Siren Prison Chunk while in real life prison series when I get out of the prison chunk when I get out of prison. And I mean the guy who literally never left Falador Mines. I don't know who that is. Don't know who you're talking about. Unless this is some sort of RuneScape joke that I'm not in on. Fatty Dave. Oh, I think, was Fatty Dave here earlier? Do you have somewhere to donate to that doesn't take a huge cut? YouTube takes like 50%. I don't. People have asked me for like Patreon and stuff like that. But I don't have it. Because with Patreon, I'd want to give you something in return, and I don't really have anything right now that I can give you. Which is... I mean, I guess I don't have to, but I just feel bad for people just like giving me money for essentially nothing. Come on, Gourmet. Come on, come on. Tuna. That is not what I wanted. You give us streams though and time. Yeah, I know, I get that, but you know, people on here subscribe to the Twitch streams and whatever. People watch the videos, which obviously gives me a little bit of money as well. I mean, right now, out of all the things, Twitch, giving subs on Twitch is probably the best way. But I don't really expect any money from anybody. I'm just here for chill times, to hang out. However, on that note, we are going to have to bring this stream to an end shortly. So, a question from me is, at the moment, Clubs is streaming. Or we can go and visit a randomer. So I will leave that up to the Twitch chat because they're the only people that can actually join us on the raid. But we can go see Clubs, who's probably doing Zolgano or something. Or we can sue... Oh, Clubs at a Max party. Oh, that's cool. We can go congratulate Clubs if you'd like. How's the fish bait mission going? It's quite slow, but it is moving forward at least. Moving forward. Right. Let me just have a quick look at this. A quick gander OC. Okay. Right. I am going to give you all my normal spiel. So please don't leave the stream until I've given you the spiel, because I want you to hear it. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time here with me, watching me do stupid stuff like this, killing men and women for God knows how many hours. I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate all the time that you sink into the YouTube stuff, the streams, and all that kind of thing. I'm really glad that you're here. I hope you're all having a great time. And hopefully, I'll see you all again on Thursday. We'll be probably streaming again Thursday this week, unless something else goes wrong. So we'll be streaming same time, 7 p.m. till 10 p.m. my time. If you don't know what time that is your time, if you join the Discord, I always post in there the times that I start streaming on the day of, so you get to know it exactly in your time. So yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Thank you to everyone on YouTube who, even though my ability to engage with you is not great because of YouTube, you still stick by me anyway. And thanks to everyone who's on Twitch. We are going to go and visit Clubs RS. So I hope to see you on Thursday. I love you all. And let's go and say hello to Clubs and congratulations on his Max party. Because I have not maxed an account yet. And hopefully Seer Supreme will be the first. Anyway, I'll see you all soon. Love you all. Mwah! Goodbye. Goodbye.